That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome to a Tuesday stream. It is January 12th, 2021. 8 days away from the official beginning of a return to sanity in the United States. And I hope everyone is doing well. As I say, a return does not mean immediate. It'll take a long time. But a step in that direction, another step on that long road. And in the meantime, we are all here hanging out with each other and building our community and also having a lot of fun playing this, which is Steve Jackson's Sorcery Part 3, the Seven Serpents. For those of you who tuned in expecting to see Adventures in Middle-earth, we had to reschedule. It's mostly for reasons of, I guess I won't talk about it until the person's willing to talk about it. It's basically some good news. There's been a lot of stuff going on, mixed news, but there's some very good news for a couple of our players. But it means that they had to sort of reschedule things. So our first session of the Adventures of Middle-earth has now been scheduled to next Tuesday, the 19th. And the following week will be the other one of those. So the other Adventures of Middle-earth session will now happen on Tuesday, the 26th. It is possible that for that second session that we will only have 3 instead of 4 players. We will see. We're going to see if we can get 4, but if not, we'll at least have 3, and we will definitely have all 4 on the 19th for the first 2021 New Year's, the new Adventures of Middle-earth of 2021. So that's what we've got going on there. And that also means that the Patreon Field Chat Chosen Game of the Month has been moved as well to basically later in the week that the final vote takes place. So we're going to be doing nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month today. We'll be doing final vote on Chat Chosen Game of the Month next week, and then we will actually be playing it. I think I have it scheduled for the 22nd, if I believe, Friday the 22nd. So pretty much same amount of vote time as always. It just means that we'll be doing the Patreon game on Friday the 22nd instead of Tuesday the 26th. So not really a big deal. Pretty much, everything is still on track, so that's good. But that's the deal with that. But today we have got Sorcery Part 3, the Seven Serpents, as we continue this awesome game. Before we get there, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us here on the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. That is always appreciated. Please check out the YouTube with !ArvTube. We have had more people subscribing over there, and I've been trying to encourage people to go over there and subscribe because, again, I would love to be able to get to the point where that channel can be monetized just in case anything ever happens to Twitch. Again, I don't expect that it will, but you never know, and, so it's just a good idea to have that as something in the back pocket if need be. So that is the deal with that. So you can head over there for the YouTube channel. !ArvCord is the Discord channel where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. I want to give a shout out right now to Terry Tunes and to Elv, who were kind enough as a couple to put together and reconfigure our Discord server. I don't know if anyone's been over there as of late. I imagine many of you have, but the Discord looks awesome now. It is much better organized than it was. We've had it for a couple of years, obviously, and the one who was handling, managing it was basically, Scott Kilobyte, who sadly passed away, as we all know, last year. And so it's finally been taken over by someone who knows what they're doing. I had made Terry a Discord admin, and she just took the ball and ran with it. And she, again, and Elv did an amazing job in reconfiguring and reorganizing it. So it's really awesome now. It's very easy to use, and it's got all the stuff that you could want and all that kind of good stuff. So definitely head over there and sign up for the Discord. It is free, and I'm very glad that Terry did that because it really is just nice to log on to and be like, everything categorized, and it's all good. So that was great. So thank you again to Terry Tunes. And by the way, in case anyone, I don't know if anyone saw Terry's Twitter or my retweet of it, but Terry also just finished her official Infinity and Beyond tokens for the Infinity and Beyond crew playing Palace of the Red Pasha, which is going to be premiering on Saturday. So if you want to see those things, you can tune in on Saturday, but you can also check out the Twitter now to see what some of those characters look like, which is really cool. I'm glad she did that. And again, that was very nice of her. And and Saad actually commissioned her to be able to support that. So Saad also gets credit for this too. So anyway, those look good. So thank you to Terry on 2 fronts this week. Besides the Discord, we've also got my Twitter, !Arv tweets. As people continue to go over there, I always tweet when I'm going live or if there is a change of some kind in the schedule or something like that. Also, I talk over there, obviously, about writing and gaming and teaching and game mastering and streaming and family and, Sadly, politics I've had to talk about some because this is the reality of our life at the moment. But in any case, so I'm always happy to sort of check to have people over there to be able to follow me for that. Also, while I'm on that subject, you may also have noticed my retweet of something pretty exciting, which is that Speculate, my podcast, which of course is an actual play podcast co-hosted with Mike Underwood and with Brandon O'Brien, has just announced a new series which is going to feature myself and Alex Axe and Dongwon Song. And Brandon O'Brien as players, and is also going to have Mike Underwood as your GM for a game called Rebel Crown. This is a really cool, sort of interesting type of game that is based upon, sort of based on the Forged in the Dark system, but it goes in a very different direction. Essentially, if you'll be able to see this for yourselves, but it's the essential idea is about a king who wants to recover, or a queen, a ruler of some kind, who wants to recover their throne and is aided in doing so by a intrepid band of people. So it's pretty cool. I'm actually very excited to try it out. And that is going to be Speculate's new show to go along with Blades in the Dark that we are going to be premiering very soon. So we have an announcement up with that, with those cool graphics. We just announced this on our Patreon on Speculate. And if you want more details about that, you can always check out the Speculate Patreon at speculatesf.com. Yeah, it's really cool, Triffid. It really is. And I'm excited to kind of see how it all plays out. It's going to be neat. I mean, I don't know why, anyone at this point would want to talk about fighting against dictatorship. I can't imagine why that would be on everyone's mind, but it's going to be cool. Yes, it is a prequel to Talisman, which you will see more of later this month over on GOG as we premiere Talisman Adventures for sure. Thank you for the clever segue. But in any case, so we've got that over on my Twitter, and the website for all this, arvanelaron.com. On the financial side, !Arv Shop for Infinity and Beyond material, for Adventures of Middle-earth material, and soon to be Espergenesis material over there as well. Also, !Arv Treon is the Patreon, $187 per month. 21 patrons are trying to boost that as well. The higher that goes, the better, because it allows us to do stuff like put more money back into the channel, which improves stream quality and stuff like that. And on that subject, I should say that I don't think any of you are going to want to miss, not that you should anyway, but are going to want to miss Friday's stream, because on Friday, which is currently booked for, I think I may have Inkle, if I'm not mistaken, coming up. I've got more of Sorcery 3 coming up on Friday, do I? Yes. So I've got more of this game coming up on Friday the 15th, but I will have a new, there'll be something that will be stream specific that will be affecting the stream in a very positive way. And so you will want to check this out on Friday the 15th. It's going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, Saturday the 16th, the premiere of Palace of the Red Pasha with the Infinity and Beyond crew. But before that, you'll want to check out this Friday. I think you'll definitely want to see that. Just specific to that question. Well, the community D&D, right, I left that out, though, because the only I was going to talk about that scheduling in just a minute, Triffid, but the thing I'm talking about is not going to be affecting anything on Wednesday. It's Friday that it's going to affect it, so that's why I left that out. But of course, I'll talk about schedule in just a minute, and community D&D will prominently. No, that's fine. It will prominently feature. So anyway, Patreon, which gets you cool stuff and also gets cool stuff for the channel and allows you to inspire the players. Those of you who are watching the Emberwind session last night know that the players needed some inspiration, because apparently everything went wrong and then everything was on fire. This was not fine, to counter the meme. But in any case, so inspiration's there, and again, good stuff for you and for the channel as a whole. Same thing, of course, with the sub button right above that, that window there. I know that we had Mrs. Dunsel resub. We also had Triffity Matt's resub, so thank you to both for the resubs. I really appreciate that. It really does matter. It really does make a difference. It's a show of support. Not only does it support me financially and allow me to put stuff into the channel and into my writing, and not only does it get you inspirations and emotes and things like that, but it also means that it's a show of support to the powers that be, as I would love to see this channel get partnered. I think it deserves it, and I think it would be well worth it for Twitch to do that, and having people subscribing and supporting the Patreon in this way, both of those things are really helpful. So thank you so much to those of you who have jumped on board again today, and to those who have subbed for the first time in recent weeks. Last but certainly not least, on the publishing side, Icarus. I'll be having a discussion today, later this evening after I'm done streaming, with Chris Bell from the amazing Athos Arts. We're going to be talking more about future plans in that series and about other Athos projects I may be involved with them. So Icarus, very excited about that. Really want to get that out to more places. It's going to some reviewers right now, and we want to get more and more people reviewing it. So anyone who happens to know, again, I've been asking about this before, if anyone here is a graphic novel fan and or follows YouTubers or review sites that do graphic novels and review graphic novels, please let me know, because I'd like to have places to which we could submit the ARCs, review copies for them to look at, because we're really trying to build exposure on what I'm very proud of. I think it came out as an excellent book. I think Athos deserves a lot of, obviously, credit for that, as does the artist, Acela Fabio, as does the layout guy, Chris Suda, and everyone else involved in that project. But we want to try to build the interest and exposure in that project, so please let me know. And if you have read it already and have supported it, please consider leaving a positive review on Goodreads or Amazon or one of those places as well. Exclamation Point Library is Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. We are still waiting for this to go out in shipment. The basic problem has just been a holdup in customs. It took a while, obviously, for everything to get processed. Then it got shipped. It is now in the United States, but there's a huge backlog in customs because, as you may understand, people have been a little bit busy doing other things, and so we're like, come on, we're trying to get more information that's available there. So it's on its way. It's here already. It's in the States. It just has to be shipped out, and no one wants this more than me or the Alligator Alley guys to go out to those places. So, please hang in there. If you ordered a physical copy, I want a physical copy in the worst way, so it's coming, I swear. In the meantime, it is available, of course, and has been for many months on DriveThruRPG in digital form, where it is a silver seller. So support there would be much appreciated. Exclamation Point Greyshade KS is more information about my Greyshade Kickstarter, which is going to be launching sometime next month, which I'm very excited about, and I'll be talking more about that and about the details about that in very short order. Again, very excited to discuss that. And last but certainly not least, Exclamation Point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Again, never been more important to affirm and assert this, especially in light of increased information about the attack on the Capitol that reflected, shall we say, a double standard in the ways that Black Lives Matter would have been treated, as opposed to the way this mob of seditious thugs was treated. A little bit of a difference between those two things. I think everyone has recognized. It took them long enough to recognize it, but it's the kind of thing we need to continue to hammer home. So again, Black Lives Matter, that's very important. And Exclamation Point Help Now, which is our suicide prevention page on the World Health Organization page. It's our link to the suicide prevention page. Again, very important. Also associated with this, you may have noticed that we had several people who have committed suicide since these events. I expect more of that will be happening, people that were directly involved, And again, it is just a reminder about how fragile our lives can be without support and without help and without a commitment to truth and not misunderstanding, by the way. But all of that requires contact with people who are living in the real world. So reach out to them. If you see people that are desperate and in need of help, please reach out to them. If you are one of those people who are desperate and in need of help, please reach out to us and to people using that link, because that's really important. What's up, Brogan? Good to see you, man. So with that said, quick note about schedule. Schedule today we are playing Sorcery Part 3. We'll wrap this up in about 2.5 hours or so. Then I will be over on GOG playing more of Vaporum Lockdown. That'll be the last video game of the month over there before I move into some tabletop stuff. There's going to be a lot of those tabletop things going on over the second half of the month. So that's why I was hoping to finish Vaporum today. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but at least I'll get close, I think. Again, not because I'm trying to because I want to be done with it. I love the game, but just because, I was hoping not to have to leave it for 3 weeks, which is what's going to have to happen if I don't finish today. But whatever, we'll get through it as best we can. So anyway, that's going on. Then tomorrow night, as was pointed out by Triffid, on Wednesday, we have the amazing and awesome community D&D, Dragon of Icespire Peak with the Shadow Crew, with Shadowed Mage as your DM, and with Echo Alpha X5 and Rock God and Triffity Mats and Hoodie as your players. You will want to make sure that you are here for that. That'll be happening tomorrow. Please note, half-hour earlier start time than normal, 8:30 p.m. Eastern as opposed to 9. So 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, which is going to be great. I'm very excited for that. Thursday will be off. Friday we'll be back here with more of this game. And Saturday, debut of D&D with Infinity and Beyond. Again, Palace of the Red Pasha. So that's going to be very exciting. Now, what was this thing I just saw? Checking Comics Creator channel on YouTube. They review comics. paging through them. It's classic stuff so far. They have a podcast too. They have their own comics too. Oh, thank you, X-Man. I appreciate that. Yeah, would you mind sending me, maybe you already did. Hold on. Let me see if you already did that. Ah, cool. All right, you did. Yes. I will look that person up. I will check this person. That's not at all what I wanted to do. Can I please copy this? Ah, the classic, we don't actually accept your copy. All right. Let's go with this and Control C. All right. For some reason, Control C has been working where the right click and copy doesn't always work. I don't know why that is. Anyway, check Cartoonist on YouTube. Okay, I will do that. Thank you, X-Man. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. And if anyone can... No, for sure. But I appreciate you letting me know. And if anyone actually knows any of these folks and can pass along information to them, like can reach out to them for me and be like, hey, would you be interested in checking out this thing? That would also be helpful because it means that we can go to people sort of knowing, because I put together a pretty big list. Chris and Emily from Athos and myself put together this list of groups that we sent a bunch of things out to. And so we're still trying to look for it. I mean, like, you know, I know all about the details with print stuff, and I can find a lot of places for that. But graphic novel reviewers are not as common and not as well known to me in any case, and so any information there would be very helpful. So yeah, that's what we've got going on. No, that's cool. Thank you for just letting me know about it, though, X-Men. I appreciate it. All right, so let me get rid of that, and let me get rid of that, and let me turn on that. There we go. What's going on, everybody? It's a little cool today in Casa del Arv, so I've got that on. But I do have my 10d6 fireball always to keep me warm. So there's that. Other thing I wanted to mention, just because I literally just got this email and I had heard about this anyway. Origins has Origins Game Fair. I am the co-coordinator, as you know, of the Origins Library, the writer's side of that, along with John Helfers and Aaron Rosenberg. And so last year we didn't have it. Obviously, it was canceled, and we ended up having July Con instead, which was, that was cool, but it was a virtual con here on my channel. So there was just an announcement that the Origins Game Fair has been moved from the usual June weekend to September 30th to October 3rd, 2021. This is for obvious reasons. They're doing this because the CDC and most people are basically suggesting that by the time we get to fall, we should be seeing ourselves in a much better trajectory in terms of where the vaccine is at and where the sort of the combined total of the rise of the summer and also the fact that we've got vaccines rolling out to more people and the fact that we'll have 8 months of a government that actually gave a damn about it. That means that we'll actually have a chance to get this thing done. And I expect that a lot of conventions, the fall conventions, I think are going to be okay for this. My guess would be, I don't know about this for sure, but my guess would be that CanCon, which is always held in late October, my guess is that there's a good shot that they'll still be happening. My guess is that there will be other conventions in that time, PAX Unplugged, which is November. My guess is those, maybe World Fantasy, those cons that are in that time frame, I think have a good chance to happen. Again, now, we're not 100% sure, but at least there's a good chance. The ones that are happening, the next couple of months, forget it. Even when you get to like April and May, I don't think so. June, I think, is really pushing it. I think in July too. So I don't know that ReaderCon in Boston is going to happen either. The earliest I could see a con having any chance of happening in real time, like in person, would be probably Gen Con, and even that's pushing it because Gen Con is early August. Even if it was late August, maybe. Dragon Con is Labor Day weekend. That's in Atlanta, Georgia. Maybe that happens. So, but in any case, we'll see. But I'm happy to see that Origins is doing this. I'm happy to know that they're doing this ahead of time as well. So they're not trying to do this. Well, maybe we'll do it in June. Like, you're not going to hold anything in June. Like, just move. Let's go. Like, believe me, no one wants these things to be happening more than me. I miss conventions in the worst way, but the reality is what it is. And like, we need to make sure that we continue to be safe. But I wanted to mention that because I know that people here know that I have broadcast this stuff before. And so, so we got the new dates today, and I'm glad that this stuff will happen. And yeah, maybe people will have been wearing masks. That would be nice too, right? Exactly. Oh, sweet, Nonstop. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's great. And vaccines are rolling out to seniors. They just launched phase 1B in New York State, which basically means that it's the next group. So it's people like teachers and educators and stuff like that, which is the case. So I got an internal message from my university, and it said it was all like vaccine rollout. And I'm like, oh. And so I looked, and it's like, if you were doing in-person teaching, you were one of the, and I'm like, well, I'm on sabbatical this semester, so that's a big no thank you. But it's okay. Like, I have no problem waiting for another couple of months. And, I will continue to do what I have been doing, which is, trying to stay safe, staying in, not going to places I shouldn't be, staying away for crowds. Same thing I've been doing for months and months and months, wearing a mask everywhere when I go out. The thing that every rational human being with 5 cents of, a 5 IQ should have been doing already. This is the thing that I've been doing already, so that's fine. But I did see it, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, we will, we'll get there eventually. But in any case, no, I'm glad to hear that nonstop, and hopefully that all goes well and smoothly. I saw that President-elect Biden got his second shot yesterday, I think of the Pfizer, so he got his second shot, and so that's great. I also have a friend of mine whose wife is a pediatric ICU doctor and is like a big time like grants and everything, and had gotten her first shot a couple of weeks ago and is going to be due for her second shortly. And she's literally up at a big children's hospital in Boston, has been doing this stuff like directly treating children with emergencies for a while. She is 100% someone who should be on the front lines to get this. So I'm glad that we're beginning to see movement. And there is, again, a light at the end of the tunnel, but we got to stay vigilant in the meantime. People can't just grab one of these, get the shot, and then be like, now it's time to go party tonight. Even after you get the shot, you have to get the shot. You have to, first of all, wait for a week or so before that reaches efficacy. You need to get the second shot and then wait for a week before that reaches efficacy, because you can get up to the 95% threshold. And even when you do that, you still need to be wearing masks, because 95% is not 100%, and not everyone is going to have the vaccine yet. Once we get down the line where 6 months from now, we've got a ton of people vaccinated, we're in the middle of the summer, the rates are dropping as they did last summer, plus the vaccine situation, you will then see a chance where you will not have to, for the rest of your lives, never hug anybody, wear masks at all times under all circumstances. Like, we won't have to do this forever. But the longer that people are stubborn and talk about like, oh, I don't want to have to do this and whatever, the longer it's going to take. So just hang in there, stay on the course that you're on, remain, vigilant until we get to this situation. So, well, it's true, Rogan. Well, part of it is that they did some work on the vaccine development already, though. Remember, they had done this on other versions of coronavirus, not this one, but other versions before. So they had some of that prep work done. And the other reason was there was unprecedented cooperation. I mean, again, if there's anything that shows you how much humans can do when they need to, literally part of the reason for this is that every scientific community, and I know this from people who worked in this field, every scientist who was dedicated to anything around this, everybody worked together. Well, you put the combined brain power of humanity into we need to get this done quickly. That ought to be a mark. See, this is the thing that I always talk about. Obviously, what happened at the Capitol is nightmarish and horrific, and everyone involved needs to be held to account, including its ringleader. But one of the things I want people to remember is not just to notice that only, but to notice what happens in the counterexample when people work together. The Black Lives Matter protests that were working towards positive change and were overwhelmingly peaceful, as opposed to the violent insurrection attempt that we saw on last Wednesday. And also the vaccine development. Vaccine development is about people working together. So that's the kind of thing, Not required, but not making you sus. Yeah. See, I think the thing is, for me with masks, long term, I don't want to have to wear a mask forever for 2 reasons. Number one, the goddamn glasses fogging up is so frustrating. The other reason is that we are hardwired to understand full face expression. And I don't want to spend the entire life trying to figure out what someone is thinking based on this. Like, is this, or is this, Like, what is that expression? Like, we have full face situations. So I personally do not want to have to wear a mask forever. I will do so as long as I need to be safe. And I'm glad, you're right, Triffid, that I hope it gets normalized, as it is in a lot of countries in the East, by the way, in Japan, in Singapore. There are many countries where it's normalized that a lot of people wear masks when they're out, especially when they're not feeling well, which seems to be just logical. I hope that we do that at the very least, right? I don't want to have to wear masks forever, but I think it absolutely is something which needs to be done now until we're safe. So that's the idea. Right, Arudinel. And that's the other thing, too. If this vaccine works as they're saying, the mRNA protocols and everything else is going to be hugely beneficial to many other things, including the treatment of stuff like the common cold, including, by the way, the treatment of things like cancer and stuff like that can be affected by this. Like I actually got I get a booklet every year from Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation because we've supported them for a number of years. And I get a booklet from them about stuff they did over the last year. And one of the things is that this mRNA protocol may make it possible for them to look at different ways that they vaccinate against various cancers, and also how those genetic protocols will kind of work together, those genetic signatures. And so that may be very valuable, I think, in terms of later processing. So that's the kind of thing. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with the stop shaking hands, but I'm not on board with the whole, this is great, I never get to touch another human being. No, I'm sorry. I want to be able to hug people on occasion, okay? I want to be able to see more examples of people holding hands around in a circle. I'm sorry. I do not want to give all that up, and I understand that some people don't feel comfortable with that, and that's fine. I do not want to make a situation where human beings spend the rest of their lives in 6-foot bubbles. I don't think that's good either. We are hardwired to be social with each other. But I think there is clearly a ground where you can say, we need to do this for the next few months. In fact, if we had been much better about doing this, I say we, the people who are not paying attention right now, if they had been much more normalized about this for a long time, for many, many months, then we wouldn't be in a situation with as many dead as we have in the United States. And it's going to take even longer to get this down, and it didn't need to happen. But that said, that I think in the long term, obviously, this is the kind of stuff that we want to do. Oh, I agree, Rudinell, sure. 6 feet is perfect fencing distance, yeah. Like one of the things that we were talking about that we've been thinking about is about sending our youngest, our son, Miniorv, to pre-K, which is in Eastern right now, and they have asked whether we could consider the possibility of sending him for a full day. And the reason is because he's really loving school, and it would really help him. He's dealing with a speech delay and a couple of other things that he's been working through. He's doing great, but it would be much more valuable to him than just basically taking him before lunchtime, which is what we've been doing now. So he's there basically in the morning. Now, there's lots of kids that do half a day of pre-K, but the reason that we've been doing that is obviously for medical reasons. And so now we're moving towards a front where we feel like it'll be safer. And the place where he's been has not had any community spread at all. Like they've been, extremely assiduous about it. That's been valuable. And so, we're making those decisions now, but at least now I can make that decision knowing A, that I live in a state that takes it seriously mostly, B, that I now have an administration coming in that gives a damn about something other than its pathetic leader, which is the outgoing administration, and C, that there are vaccines that are getting rolled out that are going to make this happen. So I'm thinking this is going to make this difference. Well, yeah, for sure. But I'm talking about, Rogan, like I want to be able to go watch basketball games again. I want to be able to take my daughter to go see a live college basketball game again, or a pro game, and not be constantly like just huddled up in a bubble. And I don't think we're going to have to do that forever, is my point, as long as we're careful now. So anyway, I feel we're in a better space now from a medical point of view than we were in terms of the long term. In terms of the short term, though, we are still in an enormous crisis. 4,000 plus Americans dying every day. It's nightmarish, and it doesn't need to be this way. And it's happened because of manifest failure in leadership and irresponsibility and selfishness and, an unwillingness to spread proper information. And there are multiple ways that has to be addressed, but it starts by telling the truth, and it starts by reaching out, and it starts by recognizing that you were a member of a community responsible not only for your own actions, but responsible for the people around you. You are responsible for helping protect others as well as helping protect yourself. And when we get a malignant narcissist out of office and a sociopath, it will certainly help in that regard. So 8 days, people, 8 days at maximum. 8 days. And hopefully impeachment tomorrow. Anyway, but let's get into the game, because we have our own, not 8 days, but multiple years to deal with sorcery. So let us get into it and see what we got. I have heard that about the flu too, yeah. It makes sense, Where was I? Oh, yes. Okay. Now, we right now are here. Now, the problem we have here is that we rested on this tree. So that's great. We rested on the tree. Wonderful. So the problem was that we don't have any food, as Mrs. Dunsel has pointed out. And so because we don't have any food, the rest doesn't do us any good. We don't lose more stamina because we rested, but we desperately need food. So that's the one thing to keep in mind. So here are the two things I think we need to consider. Oh, for sure, Rudinel. Yeah. At least it's made us more conscious of that. I agree. I agree, for sure. So here are the things to think of with this, okay? We just got, for those who weren't here last time, we went to this cave, and this... Okay, there's too much to explain. Let me sum up. All right, this telescope here, this is a beacon. And this beacon basically creates a magical effect, whereby wherever the telescope is pointed, it creates this... sense where the land itself goes back to the way it was, like, I don't know how long ago, but 100 years before. So the way the land looks now in modern times is like this, okay? But the way it used to look is like this. And this telescope here is showing us the powerful magic that's been reflected from it over here. So that's great. So when we had the telescope back here on this cave, we went to this cave and discovered a sorceress, a prophet named Elthera. And she was an old woman here, and she told us a little bit, we talked to her a little bit about the curse and blah, 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 blah. And then she said something about, I will find them, I will find what I can about the 7 serpents. Okay. So then what we did was we went down here, and we went to the tree to rest, and we discovered her again, but her as a young woman. Obviously, she didn't remember us because, this is before, in the past. We ended up playing some game with her, Swindle Stones, which she called Mind Stones, and we won some dice from her, and then we rested. So why am I bringing, and then she left. So why am I bringing all of this up? Well, so my thought was that what made sense to do at that point was to go back to the cave, give her the dice as an old woman, right? And that might trigger more information that she would give to us about the present day that we're dealing with. The problem, though, is twofold. Number one, we have these 7 serpents. What's up, Critchwitch? The first problem is that the Red Wizard about to die. That's really funny, Ridno. About to die. First of all, the 7 serpents are servants of the Archmage, and they are rushing across the land as we speak to try to warn him of our arrival. Every day, every hour that we lose time, we're losing time to find them and chase them down. So that's a big problem. So that's the first problem, because my thought was, let's go back here and tell her. But the first problem is that takes time. The second problem is we can't get up there in the cave at the moment as when it's like this. The only way that we can go up there is if we use this telescope, shine it back in this direction to turn it into the way it was in the old days, which would allow us to climb back up to the cave. But to do that, it means we'd have to go to the telescope, shift it down here, then run from the telescope all the way back down here, climb up, talk to her, then climb all the way back down, run back to the telescope. So I feel like this is going to last at least a day, and I don't know that we have that time, because the second problem we have is we don't have any food. We need food badly, as we've discussed. So my thought is, and chat is the one who's going to decide this, I think probably what makes more sense for us to do is to travel up here and basically try to go over this bridge, which is semi-functional maybe. I don't know yet. We have to try to see whether this telescope is far enough over. Get over the bridge, then get to this telescope, turn it on, so we can then activate it in this land. There's a village over here, and maybe we'll get lucky, and that village will have lots of food for us over here. Plus, we need to get here anyway, so we can explore and find the serpents. So I'm going to ask chat. Your two options to begin with here are, we go up to the telescope, shine it back at the cave, run back to the cave, show her the dice. I don't even know if any of that's going to work, but whatever. And then go back over here. Or the second option is, no, we need to deal with that later if we're going to deal with it. Get over to the bridge. Does any of that make sense? Yeah, I know a diagram. Sorry, I tried to explain it as quickly as I could, Critchwitch. Does that make sense? So what does chat want to do? That doesn't make sense? Is that no, it doesn't make sense? Option 1, go to cave. So Triffid says bridge. Aaron says cave. Okay. I say flip a coin. Okay. So I have bridge, cave, and flip a coin. Other thoughts? Other thoughts? I'm totally lost. Are you really? Okay. So, okay, let me slow it down. So, this telescope opens up different parts of the land. Basically, wherever the telescope shines, the magic allows the land to look as it did 100 years ago or whatever, before it had this curse of destruction placed on it. Everyone clear on that point? That's what this telescope does. Everyone cool on that? Says the crow. Again. A third time. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So that's the deal with that. No. The magic telescope of causality, basically, yes. So that's the deal with that. But the larger problem we're dealing with is that we're trying to get across this land to get to the fortress of Mampang, which is the Archmage's fortress. The Archmage stole the crown of kings from our country, Analand, and we need to get it back or Analand is going to collapse, and also the Archmage will conquer the universe and it'll be bad. So we need to get that back. But the name of this book, The Seven Serpents, his servants, the serpents, 7 of them, are racing across this landscape to try to get back to the Archmage and warn him that we're going to do that. So we need to try to stop those 7 serpents. So there's a time limit somewhere. We don't know how long it's going to take them because we have to find them first. So that's the time pressure we have. So right now, it's just begun day 3. So the question is, we have a couple of options. We need to figure out information about how to get to the 7 serpents. However, every time we cross the land, it obviously takes time. Going back to this cave right here to find the old lady who told us a little bit about the land, that would be beneficial to us potentially in that it would give us more information about the serpents. We've already talked to her once, but now we have the special dice that we won from her in the past when she was a young woman, right here, and that might convince her to give us more information. The problem is that to do that, we need to change the telescope's angle so that it faces this way, so that it looks like the land did 100 years ago, so we can climb up to the cave where she is currently residing. And that is going to take time, because we have to go up to the telescope, turn it towards the cave, then go back to the cave, talk to her, then go back to the telescope and turn it back in the direction that we want to eventually head. So that's going to take time. So to avoid that, basically the other option is to say the heck with the lady, we'll deal with her later if we have time, but right now we already got some information from her. Let's get over the bridge and keep going so that we don't miss out on trying to catch the serpents. Does that make sense? So that's the idea. So given that, do we go back to the cave, but using up time, or do we go over the bridge? Hey, what's up, Trent? Thank you for the host, my friend. Thank you for the host and for the resub. Thank you very much, Tren. A 25-month and 19-month streak resub. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tren. I appreciate it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by the one of the best voice actors in the business. Best audiobook narrator, bar none. I think we can all agree. Thanks, Tren. I appreciate it, dude. Do we know what servant is ahead of us? At the moment, all 7 of them are ahead of us nonstop, and we don't know where any of them are. That's part of the problem. So, yeah. So that's my recommendation to chat, is that we head to the bridge. But I will abide by whatever decision you have. So just tell me in chat, bridge or cave? Bridge means we go up to the bridge. Cave means we try to deal with the cave, which means I run up to the telescope and change that and do all these things. So bridge or cave. So Rudinell says cave. You'd like to increase difficulty and talk to the lady? The other thing is I don't even know that we may go up there and this may not work also. She may not have anything to say. Like this may be nonsense. She may just be like, what are those? Like this is just a complete guess on my part about giving her the dice. That may not have any effect at all. Bridge, bridge. A Link to the Past, didn't have to worry about time. It's true. It's true, Nonstop. This is a different situation. Cave, cave, bridge, bridge. All right. I need someone to break this tie. Right. Exactly. That's the thing, Rudinell. Right. Bridge. Cave. Bridge. What's up, Elf? By the way, I want to meet trolls living under it. Bridge, cave. Oh my goodness, is this a tie? Really? What have we got? So we've got cave. So we've got 2 cave, 2 bridge. 2 cave, 3 bridge. 3 cave, 3 bridge. 3 cave, 4 bridge. 4 cave, 4 bridge. We have 4 cave and 4 bridge, so we need someone to break this tie. Also, while Elvel Marinin is here, let me publicly thank Elv. Fifth Redemption! What's up, Fifth Redemption? Fifth Redemption is breaking the tie towards bridge. Thank you, Fifth Redemption. I appreciate it. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Happy New Year. I want to thank Elv right now. I said this already, but I want to thank him publicly since he's here for being helping, along with Terry Tunes, reconfigure our Discord server. Much applause. Much thanks. Thank you, Elv. This was great. I really helps a lot. The Discord looks awesome, so thank you for doing that. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And good to see you, Fifth. All right, bridge it is by the power of chat. Turn to the road. The day is likely to be clear and will be hot once more. Okay. The line of the road curves gently as you follow it. The surface begins to crack underfoot. Weeds break through as the stones crack. Soon the roadway is lost under a layer of fine dust. The rising winds tug at your hair and cloak. The line of this grand wide road is all but invisible now. A little way off, a line of shadow marks a yawning fissure in the ground. Now, as always, chat, when given the opportunity to look at something, unless looking at something puts us at risk, like look at this and it means something can attack you from behind or something, then chat has asked me to always look at stuff, so I will do that. And that's great, Alv. I appreciate that. A snake plushie. My daughter has a couple of those snakes, actually, like from the Bronx Zoo, the stuffed snakes. All right, let's look west along the road. You look west where the road heads towards the fissure. There was clearly once a way across there. Perhaps there is some kind of bridge still. Okay. Look at the fissure. Fissure splits the earth where once the river ran. It is as though this plain were a plate dropped in celebration of an Analan marriage. The canyon looks impossibly wide. You stride forwards. You have been wandering the backlands for 3 days already, and you have still not crossed the ridge. Okay, the road meets the edge of the fissure. The sun is hot now. The road comes to a stop at the edge of a wide fissure in the ground and the ruins of an ancient bridge. The wind roars along the crack in the ground in front of you like a mockery of a river. All right. You creep to the edge of the crack to look down into it. It seems to drop for miles, the sides plunging like a waterfall of rock. The bottom is lost in mist and the rock walls seem quite sheer. There was once a bridge here. The road runs up to it and a few stones push out over the yawning abyss. But it is long ago since tumbled into ruin, and now it does nothing but give you an impressive place to look down. Suddenly you see movement at the edge of the fissure. Some kind of long spike reaches up over the edge, bends, and hooks into the ground, closely followed by another. Well, that doesn't sound good. All right, let's fire up Arvbot here. That's, I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that in no way is that going to cause us any problems, chat. I'm sure that won't in any way be an issue. I think I just fought that boss in WoW. All right, so first question of the day. What should we do? Now, let me take a look and see. The first ones are obvious, which is run for it. Wait and watch. Or cast a spell. Let's see what options we have. All right, we have pop, so we can cast pop, which creates explosions. We do have a pebble. I almost said cast poo. That would have its own effect. Cast poo. Okay. Cast yap is to talk with animals. We cause speed, but we can't do that because we don't have... We could create a stench. That basically creates this terrible stench. We don't have sleepiness, so we can't cast that. Or we don't have the pendulum, I mean, so we can't cast that. Let's see. P, Y, and N. That leaves us R and S. Rap allows us to talk all languages, not to animals, but lets us talk to all animals otherwise. Rock allows us to turn something to stone, because we have stone dust. Let's see. P-Y-R-N-R. P-Y-R-N. So let's see. S is the other one. We could cause depression. The problem I have with any of these is that I don't actually know what I'm looking at yet. I mean, I don't know. And then sus. Now that would allow us to sense if there's danger. So we could, casting that might tell us if this thing is dangerous or not. That does create a terrible stench. So there we go. Those are our choices, chat. We can... So we could run for it. We could wait and watch. We could cast pop, which creates explosions. We could cast yap or rap, which lets us speak to animals. That's yap, or people, or like any language for people. That's rap. Nif creates a stench. Rock turns something to stone. We could cast sap, which creates depression, or sus, which shows us danger. The only one of those that like feels like it's not jumping up ahead of time is maybe sus, but anyway. I assess again. Right, Triffid, I don't know. My guess is that it's probably running away is what that's referring to, but I don't actually know. I do not know. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. The thing that's annoying about this is that I tried to set this so that the bridge was working. The reason I'm trying to set it this way is because I wanted to make it so that this telescope here was available to us, and I'm worried that I didn't set either one as being available. Because, like, that's what needs to happen, right? We need to get this thing functional, because once this is functional, this can help illuminate this entire land without having to worry about this telescope. So, I don't know. Concerns me a bit. It's a $ vote for that one, Trent. Yeah, I'm worried that I did this wrong. I'm worried that we should have just pointed it at the bridge. But see, the problem is, if you point it at the bridge, this thing definitely doesn't get lit. And if that thing is not lit, then it means that just like there's no way to get that telescope working. And without the telescope working, then the rest of this land doesn't get opened up. So I don't know. I don't know. Sure, sure. All right, I'm going to last call this. Okay. So we're going to cast, I'm assuming, chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing this is sus, not sap. But correct me if I'm wrong. Do you want to cast sap or sus? Sap is the thing that creates depression. Sus is danger sense. I'm guessing sus, yes? I don't entirely know why we'd want to be depressed. Yeah. You, be depressed. All of a sudden he's like, I'm going to kill you, but feel really bad about it. All right. Sus. Kind of sus. All right. All right, sus it is. Yes. What? No. S. What? I said S. Jeez. There. Okay. Consulting the constellations above, you bind the spell and a steady voice begins to speak to you. It tells you that the creature is a lynch bug, a tough and hardy opponent whose only weakness is its soft underbelly. Before the voice departs, it tells you one more thing, that the plains at your back are dotted with steam jets. The creature keeps coming. It's a long, six-legged bug with hooked jaws and a deadly-looking sting, the size of the one you sliced from the back of the Manticore only days ago. Well, crap. That's bad. All right, so we either run for it or we stand and fight. But I would encourage everyone. Sus told us, basically is telling us to run away, and it says the plains are dotted with steam jets. So what that tells me is we back the hell up and we run. I think we run for the plains. That's what it sounds like to me. Chat, you tell me. Do you want to stand and fight or do you want to run? Steam jets, yeah. Yeah, like geysers. Elvel. Stand and fight, Cujo. Soft underbelly is its weakness, and steam jets come from the ground. That's exactly. Brave Sir Robin. It's steam jets. Let's cook this supper. It'll steam cook the bug. Exactly. 14 days of rations. Bug food. All right. It sounds like we're running. That's what it sounds like. Although Cujo, like his idol, what would Curtis Joseph do in this situation? He would leave the ice and immediately retire from the NHL. That's what he would do, Cujo. Okay. Run for it is. You waste no more time but turn tail and run. But the creature, whatever it is out of the crack in the ground and coming after you. Running across the plain! You move back across the plain. The bug scuttles after you. It seems to move more slowly on land, but in the open landscape there is nowhere you can hide and no way to escape it. You almost stumble into a hole in the ground. I despise bug, let's starve instead. This area is dotted with them. The creature raises its long, sharpened jaws and seems to thicken its armor-plated hide. You steel your courage at the sight. Okay, so chat, I'm going to do what Sus told us. I'm not even going to ask because I'm sure everyone is on board with this. It said to lure the bug backwards, so I'm going to listen to Sus. You step slowly backwards, shouting and waving your sword at the lynch bug. It advances mercilessly, jaws slashing together. It has entered the field of the steam jets. I don't understand this choice. Whether we wait or step back once more. I think we have to step back again, right? I don't know, chat. What do you think about this? I don't actually know what to do here. Wait or step back once more. I'm guessing step back one more time, right? To like bring it into... Or do we wait? I don't know. I don't understand this choice. Maybe it's wait. Maybe it's wait. Yeah, but we can avoid those, though. Right. Right. I think you may be right, actually. So maybe waiting does make more sense. Wait, wait, wait. One step back. Elvel, is that a vote for waiting? It does sound like maybe waiting does make sense. Like, I hadn't thought about that. We could step back into a hole if we step back. I hadn't thought about it. Very funny, Cujo. Okay. All right. Sounds like we're waiting. Right, I don't get it. If we're wrong, I can rewind it because it's not very clear, so. You hold your ground, letting the creature advance. Yes, moving its soft belly scraping across a round hole in the ground. A moment later, one of the jets erupts. Hot steam punches up into the bug's chest and it is flung twice its heat into the air, legs wiggling madly. What lands a moment later is nothing but an empty shell from which a smell of cooked meat emerges. Yes, by the power of chat, I am looking at the carcass because that's what I'm supposed to do. You poke the carcass with your sword. It is quite dead, cooked inside its shell by the steam. Indeed, the soft interior flesh looks like it might make a perfectly good meal. Yes. Can we do both? Can we eat the bug's flesh and then take some meat for later? What do you think, chat? Should we eat and then take some meat for later? I'm very excited. Delicious. I mean, we need to eat now regardless. I feel like we have to. Yeah, that's what I think too. I agree. Eat and save some. I agree. Yeah, exactly. So let's eat the flesh. You cut a hunk of soft flesh out from the shell and taste it. It is lightly steamed and subtly flavored. You eat several mouthfuls and feel much better for it. And take some meat for later. 2 rations! Yeah! You cut 2 hunks of meat away to put in your pack for later. You look around once more. Yes! Food plus rations. We have food. That's what I'm talking about. All right, look at the holes. Approach the hole carefully, ready to leap back at the first hit of a steam jet. But the holes are wide and deep, and you could see into one without putting your face right to it. A flash of something catches your eye, but by the time you turn your head, whatever it was is gone. By chat's rules, I'm just looking because I'm always supposed to look. All right, now you peer a little closer at one of the holes. A little heat rises from underground. What's up, burner? But whatever is down there, you still cannot tell. So, do we reach into a hole or do we move on? This you can tell me in chat. Do we reach into a hole or do we move on? Reach. Reach, reach. Let's get dangerous. We can miss a hand. We've got 2 anyway. Reach, reach, reach. Worst comes to worst, we get burned, and we get to be a meal for someone else. So it's the circle of life. Let's get Darkwing dangerous. I am the terror that quacks in the night. All right. Reach, 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 reach. All right. Sounds like we've got reaching is the choice. You wait for a steam jet to erupt and fall back, then reach inside the hole. There is definitely something there. You reach in and pull out a single polished giant's tooth with a hole drilled at the top. Part of a pendant, perhaps? That's interesting because remember, we saw that pendant around What's-Her-Face's neck, Althera's neck, when she was a woman, when she was a young woman. So you pick it up and put it into your pack. The holes cover this section of the plane. You'll have to walk around them whichever direction you now choose. Okay. So now we're heading back to the bridge, which is where we were going in the first place. All right. So the sun begins to dip, heading toward the horizon. You journey across the open plain, approaching a curious black stroke that seems to have been drawn across the land. As you get closer, you see it for what it is, a gash in the land thousands of fathoms deep. A few birds swoop and wheel in the crevice, turning circles that are way below you and yet still high up in the air. Yeah, see, my worry here... Yeah, so it worked out. My worry here is that, well... I'm worried that we need to go back and turn the telescope firmly on the bridge, which is frustrating because I don't know what we're going to do when we get to the other side, but like, okay. Do we across? drop a pebble over the edge. Do we cast a spell? Let's take a look at what spells we have to cast. Alright, we could cast Huff, which creates a gust of wind. Oops. We could cast sleep. We could cast Doze to create slowness. Not entirely sure why we would do that, but yeah, I guess we could. We could float in the air. I can see some value to that. And we don't have teleportation. It'd be nice if we did, but we don't. Or do we move on? Okay. Let's blow ourselves. Yeah, I thought about that, but see, the thing is, the wind that you blow comes from a gale horn, and it, like, I don't know how you, like, it doesn't stay there, right? You just blow it and it goes. I don't know how we would do that. Like, we'd have to somehow selfie ourselves across with the horn. Like I don't know how we do that. Jumping across, who knows? I don't know. Dropping a pebble over the edge probably doesn't do anything. But I mean, it's probably fine to do that. I don't see why we would cast Doze for slowness, but we could. Fall is floating in the air. I could see that. We could cast Fall. That's 1 stamina, but we have more stamina now than we did before. So, I don't know. Drop Mario Van Peebles over the edge. Every time I think of Mario Van Peebles, I think of New Jack City. New Jack, New Jack, New Jack, New Jack. No, New Jack. This is personal. Mario Van Peebles, Judd Nelson, and Ice-T. You don't trust any floating spell that spells fall. Do not drop a pebble, fool of a took. Mario and the Feebles. So what do we do, chat? Do we jump across? Do we drop a pebble over the edge? Do we cast Huff? Again, I described my only concerns about that is that I don't know what that does. But it also doesn't cost us any stamina, so it's not a big deal to do it. Cast Doze creates slowness. I think that does actually create, cause a stamina point now that I think of it. But Fall is the floating in the air thing. Fist of the North Star live action, huh? Last night I was watching Imagination Movers with my kids, and it was this one episode about a movie director who needs to find the big star for a show, and he ends up discovering that he's the star he was seeking or whatever. But the guy who played the role, one of the big things that made him realize that he could be his own star was he talked about Robin Hood. And my wife recognized him, and he was in Men in Tights as Will Scarlet. He was also, I found out, a voice actor who was the voice of the main guy in Control. I guess he's like one of the big guys in Control. I have not played Control, but supposedly he's one of the big dudes in Control. He's like 53, 54 something now. But yeah. Drop a whole skeleton. Mario was in Highlander 3. He was in Highlander 3? I kind of gave up after Highlander 2, to be honest. Another example of a series that... Why did we need a Highlander 2? Like, The Matrix did not need sequels. It was self-contained. Everything you needed to know about The Matrix was in the first movie. Same thing in Highlander. Do we need another Highlander? It was Highlander. I should have given up before. No, I know. The first Highlander was great. Wants to live forever. I never saw that. Yeah. All right, last call, last call. Mm-hmm. Oh, that guy. Well, Christopher Lambert was the OG, but I don't remember who the TV Highlander was. Oh, did you really, Burner? I don't know, though. There's that incredible epic scene in the park, which I think is in John Wick 2. I want to say, Burner, I think. That's pretty badass. Like, that scene is pretty sick, and you wouldn't have gotten that otherwise. Wait, what do you mean it was better than than 2? So you thought 2. Yeah, but wait a minute though. What about that scene though? Isn't that scene from John Wick 2? Where he's in the park and he's like, "Tell them. I'll kill them. I'll kill all of them." But isn't that one too? Is that what I'm talking about? Or am I nuts? Ugh, excuse me. All right, jump across it is. You eye up the width of the gap cautiously. It is a long distance made harder to judge by the featurelessness of the far side. You will probably be unable to make it, at least not without aid. So we might have to call for Korga to make this jump, theoretically. So I'm going to offer the exact same choices again now that we know that information. It says long distance, you probably will be unable to make it, at least not without aid. So, now what? Do we jump across? Do we drop a pebble over the edge? Do we cast one of those spells that I mentioned or move on? Is there any reason that you wouldn't want to have it so that we drop a pebble at the birds? Exactly. Maybe we'll summon another bug. Is there a reason that we would not want to float in the air just in case? I mean, I'm just saying. Drop a pebble over the edge. Unless it's like hard to jump when you're also floating. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. But like that's the only, because the thing is I don't know whether it allows you, whether you can float at will, meaning that you would jump and then you get halfway through and then you're like floating. Like that would be my guess. But I don't know if that's the case, or if you just immediately start floating, in which case you won't be able to jump because you can't, run and then jump. Let's be clear. In reality, what we would be doing here in real life is dropping a pebble over the edge and then casting a spell and then going the hell back to the telescope and getting a full bridge. That's what we would do in real life. But this is not real life, and we are not Analanders. We are not the heroes that we seek. We're not the heroes that Analand deserves, but we're the heroes that they get. But we'll be close. Oh, well, I honestly don't know, though. I'm going to last call this. Yeah, I don't really know. Unlike in the Seven Serpents book, I could theoretically, even though I didn't do this ever, but I always could theoretically have gone ahead and seen what the next event was going to be. But I've never played Inkle's version of this book, so I have no idea what's on the other side of it. And I can't go forward and check it out because it's like one save, basically, so... All right, going once. Going twice. Poll is closed. All right. F A L cast. You cast your spell, lightening your body weight to a mere fraction of normal. Ah, chat. A mere fraction of normal. So we can jump. Now, chat, do you want to jump? No, that's funny. So just tell me, chat, rather than me putting that whole thing back up, you still want to drop the pebble? Okay, let me in that case, let me put it up there. It's okay. Let me do that. I shouldn't just assume. Let me not assume. Okay, what should we do? Now you guys can vote. Do we jump across, drop a pebble, or cast Huff or Doze or move on? Now we are light. So I think, be aware, by the way, I don't know how long fall lasts. Be aware of that. I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know. I honestly don't know either way. Drop a pebble when you're halfway across. Toss the pebble while jumping. What? Okay. Gonna last call this, although we have a tie right now. We need someone to break this tie. According to Galileo, the pebble will reach the bottom when we do. This was all for science! That's basically how that goes. Okay, I need someone to break this tie. It's a $ vote. And then space in the number less. Right, that'll be great, Trent. That'll be just great. All right, going once. Going twice. All right. Taking a short run up, you race for the edge of the fissure and hurl yourself out into space. Your feather lightweight means you hardly fall, but it also means the speed of your run-up is quickly lost. Well, god damn it. You fall gently and calmly for a long, long way into the featureless chasm. Then, with no warning, the spell ends and you speed up. Nothing else happens for some time, and then when finally something does occur, it is mercifully brief. You have fallen to your death. Your adventure is at an end. Well, you know... God bless America, man. Fortunately... Alright, we're going to drop a pebble over the edge, since that's what won the last time. It falls and falls. You do not hear it strike the bottom. Okay, so it doesn't matter what spell we cast, because we're going to have to move on. We're going to have to try a different path. Alright. Okay. So we got to go back to the so then we have to do what I said. We have to go back to the telescope. And change it. We have to change it so that it's right over the bridge. Ah, bless America. All right. I don't know what we're going to do when we get to the other side, but we'll have to worry about that problem later. I voted for the pebble. You follow an old road. The wind picks up as the evening draws on. It will be dark soon. Winds groan along the canyon to the north. You continue on your way. Okay. Clouds rumble as they roll across the dimming sky. Soon it will be dark. Man, that's annoying. You abandon the clear road and cut across the grassy fields. The sun is almost set and the sky has turned a deep purple. You're back at the tower once more. Thick gripweed climbs up the tower. Beyond, you see a river. There's more weed on the tower now, if anything, than the last time you called up. All right. Climb up the tower once more. Get over to the top. Back on top of the southwestern stone tower. Beacon is lit. All right, fine. There, okay? I won't try to be cute. There. Okay, so now we have a bridge. Now we have a bridge. Climb down to the ground and march on. All right. You rejoin the road. Another night begins. You should try to find a place to sleep. Oh, should we... I hadn't thought about that. Do we want to... all right, chat. So this time we know the bridge is there, so we'll be fine. Yeah, that's very true. So now that we have rations, chat, do we go back to the tower to just rest there? Because we do need a place to rest, or we're going to lose stamina as a result of it. Do we go back to the tower and rest there, and then in the morning we go to the bridge now that we know there is actually a bridge? Is that what we want to do? Just let me know in chat. Tower rest. Okay. And then we can eat some of our bug food. You can peep at the neighbors of the telescope. I'm rather troubled at this. Okay, resting tower. Okay. So let's do that. All right, let's rest outside. There is no shelter near the foot of the tower, but you find a spot on the leeward leeward side to curl up under your cloak. Thankfully, you're not hungry. Now, technically, so chat, technically those rations, they will heal, but we're going to get back healing anyway because we've eaten and we have a chance to rest. So should we save our rations, or should we eat the ration to get us up to like whatever, 15 or whatever it is, and then the rest brings us all the way up? So basically, do we eat a ration or not? We don't have to eat one, but we'll restore more health if we do. So what do you think? We only have 2, yeah. Save, save, save. Elias says eat. Save, 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 save. 4 save, 1 eat. 1 eat, 4 save. Eat first, then die. What? Eat first, then die? This is troubling, Elias. This is not an option that I prefer. Okay, sounds like we're saving it. So, in that case, just going to close my eyes. You stretch out and rest. You dream you are a young boy once more, lying on your back near the waterfalls of Chawberry Wood. Gentle spray dusts your face. You laugh, and a droplet lands in your open mouth. Oh, that's a lot more than I was expecting for my Windows update. All right. Hold on a second. Okay. Better to die with a full stomach. You laugh and a droplet lands in your open mouth, but when you wipe your lips, you find there is a slug there. Do we spit it out or do we get up? Free food. This is the wages of us eating bugs, chat. Spit it out, spit. This game does not like you to have just normal dreams. Every time there's a dream, you're like, all right, sounds good, we have a dream. And then something terrible will happen. Spit it out, spit. So we've got 2 spit and 1 get up. I'd spit. Slug is your spirit guardian now. Spit, 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 get up. 3 spits, 1 get up. That's true, actually. Rudno. Going once. Going twice. All right. You spit it out, but more and more slugs appear until your mouth is thick with them and you are gagging, and there seems nothing you can do to clear your mouth. Okay, this is terrifying. Do we chew or do we retch? This is not a choice that I wanted to be asking today. Right? I know it's a nightmare. Like, what is... Ugh. I know, right? Time to bite. Chew, chew. So we've got 2 chews and 1 wretch. This is disturbing. 3 chew, 4 chew. Be the slug. All right, we're going to chew. Reluctantly, you begin to chew the sweet, thick slugs into a mass of flesh and slime. More slugs pour over your face and eyes, and you blink, only to find a slavering bristle beast standing over you. Its spittle is drooling into your open mouth. Jeez, man, like everything here wants to kill you. It's like Australia. All right, what should we do? So... or cast a spell. Let's see what spells we have to cast. All right, we can create lightning. So we can do that. We could cast... Don't have that one. Don't have that because we don't have beeswax. Barf in its mouth. You wee baby. Oh, we could turn it to stone. We could turn this bastard to stone. Alright, we could turn it to stone. We do have stone dust. That wouldn't cost us any stamina either. B. Weird. Have any bees. Tell, except we can't read minds because the guy stole our skull cap. We could talk with animals. We're going to talk with animals. They'll be like, I want to eat you. Wait, I'm your friend. Let me eat you. Yaz causes invisibility. We don't have a pearl ring, so we can't cast that. Let's see. R. Okay. I think those are our spells. So what's it going to do? You're under the thing? Well, what do you mean, though? No. It's not like... It's standing over me, though. It's not going to topple onto me. It's not like suspended over us, Rogan. Unless you want to get stoned. So we can either draw our sword, we can cast Zap, that's a lightning bolt, that does that'll take 3 stamina. Or we cast Rock to turn it into stone, or we cast Yap to talk to animals. Want to get stoned. I mean, it could fall on us, I guess. It's possible. But the thing is, it doesn't say it's like the bristle beast is like prepared to fall on you. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it because there have been other cases where they say to cast rock, and I just don't understand why. Whereas this, I'm like, oh, this is a way to not cause us stamina and like eliminate the threat immediately, it seems to me. And then we have a rock statue. Have you seen my bristle beast statue? And then according to RPG logic, we actually take it with us and put it in our pack. The entire statue of the bristle beast, because that makes sense. Yeah. It, you know. Going once, going twice. Cast reduction on it, that's true. All right. We're going to cast rock. Here's hoping. You wind the stars into order around you, tossing out your handful of stone dust over the beast. It does not appear to notice. Then a moment later, the spell takes hold. Its spines turn gray and the forearms freeze mid-pounce. Slowly, inexorably, the beast topples onto its side and cracks once significantly down the middle. All right, do we smash it or do we leave it? Do we smash this bastard? Smash. Dun, 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 dun. I want to see what's inside it. Want to leave it? Why? So it can become at some point not a stone statue and then have a big slash down its middle? Exactly. Create more stone dust. Exactly. Yeah, I'm totally on board with this. Yes, I agree. Smash it. You finish the job, picking up the smaller half of the creature and yearning it to turn the larger half to powder, from which you reclaim 2 decent handfuls of stone dust. Then all is quiet. You wipe your sword, feeling almost refreshed for the exercise. See? 2 more points of stamina. Below the southern tower. Day 4. You gained some provisions +2 and found no new clues. Alright, we gotta pick it up, people. We gotta get moving here. We gotta hurry here. You wake as the first rays of the sun cross the plain, feeling stiff and aching. You struggle to your feet. The weed looks firm and fresh. Alright, let's get to the freaking bridge. You head back southwards. Whoa, what? Turn to the road. A few clouds boil in the sky. The road curves gently as you follow it. The road seems to break and shatter as you walk. Continues to climb the steep sky. The line of the road is all but untraceable. The fissure is wide and deep. You continue to walk. The road meets the edge of the fissure, but somewhere along the way it floods, becoming a rush of water. It is very warm now. You begin to sweat under your pack. You are met by a cheering sight. Where once this spot held the ruined foot of an ancient bridge, now a majestic stone arch rises high into the air as it crosses the river here, away across. Now we look at the bridge. You gaze up at the impressive stone bridge. The craftsmanship is incredible. The whole thing seems to have been carved from a single colossal block of stone, perhaps from the cliff face behind itself, and then lowered perfectly into place across the fissure. What manner of creature would be capable of such a feat? The rushing water throws spray on your boots. Climb up the bridge or move on. I don't totally understand this. I'm guessing climb up the bridge means climb onto the bridge. So should I just do that? I don't fully know what it means to climb up the bridge, unless they mean like climb over it or something. But we could always rewind it if we're wrong about this. So I don't know. What does chat think? Climb up the bridge. I don't know whether move on allows us to move over it or if you climb up the bridge. I'm guessing climb up the bridge means use the bridge, I guess. Yeah, we still have to cross the bridge. So I would say climb the bridge probably, right? But you tell me, chat. You can tell me this in chat. Okay, you gotta get over this damn bridge. Yeah, well, if it is a slip, then we'll rewind it, because it's not very clear. I don't know whether that means climb up the bridge. I don't know. It's unclear to me. Climb, climb, climb. All right. So it looks like we're looking at climb. To climb said bridge. From the shore. Probably, yeah. That's my guess. All right. Climb it is. You haul your way... Okay, good. That was what we were supposed to do. Whew. You haul your way up the first few steps of the bridge until you're standing above the water. The spray throws rainbows in the sunlight across the endless grass plains on either side. You can see for miles in either direction, the tower to the east and the grassy plains ahead. Looking north across the plain, you see barren waste once more. In the far distance, a group of horses are steaming across the plain at wild speed, their riders thrown from side to side. Then in a cloud of dust they are gone once more. For the briefest moment, the nose of a narwhal appears above the surface of the river. Then it is gone, dragged away by the current. And again, I always look when I'm given the option here by chat. Looking back at the tower, you see the brass object gleaming in the sunlight. Strange, thin light pours from the end. Each step of the bridge would require effort to climb, otherwise the road leads away, well paved to the climb to the east. Crossing the bridge. We made it. We're across. Mid-afternoon heat makes the air sticky. You cross the bridge, wary at each step that the ancient stones will collapse underneath you. But they hold firm all the way across, and you reach the far side. The grassy plains stretch away once more. Behind you, the river roars and screams. The mighty bridge leads back across the river from here. All right. So, do we stop to eat, or do we move on here? Looks like it's lunchtime, chat. Do we stop to eat? Maybe the river leads to the ocean, Triffid. What about that? I have no idea. Anyway, do we stop to eat? Because we haven't eaten so far today. So, yeah, well, we haven't eaten today, and it would restore some stamina. So, we don't have to eat every time. We have to eat at least once per day. So, we haven't eaten yet today. So, no, we didn't. That was last night. We ate slugs. That did not count. That was not eating. We didn't actually eat. No, you can't eat while walking. Okay, move on. Eat. We're doing intermittent fasting, so move on. So move on, eat, move on. We have 2 move-ons and 1 eat. Okay, so we got move on, eat, eat. I can eat and walk. The slugs had a lot of protein. I think you folks are forgetting that these are not actually slugs. I think you're forgetting that that was a dream, and that it was saliva of the brittle beast, the bristle beast, that is now a broken statue. Better eat now than be sorry later. Okay, so it looks like we got more eat. I'd rather slugs, to be fair. Well, we're having... You'd rather slugs than bugs? Is that what you're saying? It was like a dream. We were choking on the saliva, you know? Okay. Alright, sounds like more people. Bristle beasts are really good kisses. I would not know. Salty protein. Alright, sounds like more people are in favor of eating. Not by a lot, but 1 move on, 1 eat. 2 move on, 2 eat. 2 move on, 3 eat. Okay, so we got 3 eats. Ew. That's deeply troubling. The idea of spit being chunky enough to mistake it for slugs. All right. 1 ration, 16 out of 18 stamina. We eat a hunk of cooked meat and feel much better for it. We must explore these fields further. All right. Well, there's only one way to go, chat. So we're going to go that way. You walk for a half hour across the dusty plains, and the grass turns to dust as you go. The afternoon is starting to draw on. The road is barely visible through the dust. A few scattered bones line the path. Look at the bones. You pick over a few of the bones. Thin femurs, long arms. Elven, most likely, or black elf. The wind has scoured them dry. You stride onwards. All right, chat. Now I don't know what to do. Because this here was a tower. But the thing that I don't know what to do with this now, because we got to figure out a way to be able to get across so that this telescope can activate that telescope. So now I don't know where we're going. So we've got, this is leading up here to cross us through the forest of Snatta. We haven't found any of the serpents yet. So what do you want to do, chat? Do you want to go north or do you want to go east? Yeah, so we did. So we've got 1 ration left. And we've eaten for today, so we don't have to eat again today. So north or east, chat? Campbell's chunky abundantly. Elfin, yeah, it's actually Elfin in this game. E-L-F-I-N. Or Black Elf, yes. So what do we think? North or east? North leads us up here. And I guess, I don't know. We have to find the serpent somewhere. East leads us down over this direction. No, Elfin is not the same thing. Okay, so north, north, north. 3 norths, 1 flip a coin. But I will not do that. I need choices. Going once. See, if we had gotten over the bridge already and the telescope was pointed at it, we would have had telescope here. Yes. Okay. Sounds like we're going north from the will of chat. You step off the road and cut across the empty plain. Slowly the sun begins to lower in the sky. You continue on your journey. All right. Well, since we were going this way, northeast or north? Northeast is this way, I guess heading us towards this little village or whatever it is. And then north is up on this road. Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm. So northeast across the plain here, or north along the road. I'm so mad that the telescope didn't take both of these in. Take the high ground, Dunnigan. Northeast. Okay. So northeast or north? Trend says northeast. Others? Other votes? Northeast or north? I have the high ground northeast, northeast, northeast. Okay. Three northeast, 1 north. All right, going once. Going twice. All right, northeast it is. You make your slow way across the endless plain, keeping your eyes and ears open for warning of danger. Days are short out here. The evening is drawing in. It will be night soon. A small patch of stones is covered by yellow moss, similar to the one you smelled earlier. Do we gather the moss or do we move on, chat? Gather the moss or move on? We're not a rolling stone. Do we gather moss? Gather the moss or move on? Moss sounds useful. Okay, moss, moss. Carrie Ann, moss. Moss, 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 moss. We got another reference today. That's true, which is understandable, Rudno. Cool moss, cool arc. All right, sounds like people are in favor of gathering the moss. You gather up a handful of moss. It is much like the last bunch you did not dare to taste. Will we chew this moss, chat? Do we chew this moss or discard it? That's true, Tren. Chew it or discard it? Oh, definitely chew it. We ate pig spit and giant bug. What the heck, eat it? Okay, so I've got chew it, chew it. Can't be worse than bristlebee slobber. That's true. I'm hoping this will be like, this is the instant when you immediately know the location of all 7 serpents. Like, they just pop up as, like, beacons on your map. Like, ding, serpent, serpent. What's the worst that can happen? Well, death, Burner. For the Analander, death can be the worst. But okay, so I'm going to assume that's a chew, Burner. Going once, going twice. And we're chewing it. Feeling bolder, you put the clump of moss into your mouth and chew. Thick yellow juices run down your chin. Swallowing the thick clump is hard, but almost as soon as you do, you feel a great warmth spreading up from your stomach. Whatever this moss is, it seems to be most beneficial. You march forwards. Nice. See? We're fine. We're up to full stamina now. Look at that. Yellow moss. We've eaten a bug today. We've eaten moss today. All right. So now we have a lot of places to go. Okay, the only thing I'm not going to put down is the place that we already were, because we've already been there, so it seems silly. So in terms of options, we could go northwest. I'm going to go around the compass rose here. Northwest. Go north. Go northeast. Go east. Or go southeast. Now, southeast, I do want to point out two things. There's a village over here of some kind. I don't know what. Southeast would bring us to what in the modern day, like in the old days, the ancient days, was a tower. I don't know whether that opens anything up for us or not. So, like, I'm just letting people know. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. So we can go northwest, which is up here, north, which is here, northeast, which is here, east, which is here, or southeast, which is down by the tower that is a beacon in other times. So, yeah, we had some cooked meat. Metaphysic astronomy. All right, so you can see for yourself, chat. This is what we got. The only place I didn't give you as an option is southwest because we came from there. We could go northwest here. We could go north up here. I don't know what this is, but that's could be something of interest. We could go northeast here, which is closing in on the village, as is east, I guess. So northeast here or east. East might also bring us this way towards this direction. Or we could go southeast, I guess, and check out the rubble of the beacon. Because presumably the rubble of the beacon, I don't know whether we could like turn the telescope on or whatever. I don't have any idea. But that's what we've got. You rolled a d20 northeast. Okay. Such a cool map. So we got northwest, and there's no obvious choice here. I mean, northwest or northeast, you know, the only thing that makes no sense is to go backwards here. But other than that, I could see an argument for every one of these. I mean, I guess this is just sort of, to me, the thorough path, making sure we're not missing anything. This is leading us towards a feature of interest. I don't know what that is, but some kind of like, you know, fissure or crater or something. This over here is leading us in the direction of this village, which is someplace that exists that we could look at. This place over here is leading us towards the road that goes up towards this bridge that eventually crosses over, even though at the moment I think it's broken down and we would probably need to use our telescope to activate it if we can find one. And then this down here is the tower that used to be a telescope, and maybe we could find something there to reactivate it. So basically that's where I'm at. I think there were good choices like all the way around, but yeah, I can see that, Triffid, because we have no real way of knowing, I think, at the moment. That's the thing. Like, if we had been able to teleport across the bridge and had the telescope here, that would have allowed us to activate this telescope, but couldn't do it, so. All right, I'm going to last call this. Right now, we've only got a couple of votes in, so get in your votes if you want your voice to be heard. as we head to the northeast. At the moment, assuming that it stays the way it is. Vote now. All right, going once. We got a tie here, so we do need someone to break this tie. Going once. Going twice. It's a $ vote space, Rogan, for ARVBot polls. And you need a space. $ vote space. There you go. All right. And poll is closed. All right. We're going to go northwest. You walk on across the waste until you meet the edge of an old road. The sun is now in the lowest quarter of the sky. Soon it will be dark. You stop suddenly as you notice a movement in the distance. 3 shapes are approaching rapidly across the plain, throwing up a thick cloud of dust as they move. As you watch, they turn and head towards you. All right. So, do we hide? Do we hail them? Or do we walk on? What do we do, chat? Clockwise for yes, counter for no. I have no idea what these shapes are. If you ignore them, they'll disappear. If you put a lampshade over your head, I've learned that lampshades over your head means that you cannot be detected. Walk on, kill them and eat them. 18 rations. Listen, cooking and eating a bug is not the same thing as cooking and eating people, all right? I imagine that people are more stringy. At least people are males. That's true. They may not be people. They may be the 3 deadly bugs of the plains. That's quite possible. They could be. I mean, and also, we do have full stamina, so we're probably in a better position to be able to handle if they do turn out to be hostile. I mean, like, we probably are in a better spot for that. We're also well fed, you know. All right. Unless they just insta-kill, but that seems unlikely. Okay. All right, we're going to hail them. You raise a hand to hail the approaching figures, to discover they are tall, thick-set centaurs. Oh, boy. I'm going to wait for Trendane to, just, moment of peace. Ho there, stranger, calls their leader, pulling himself up to a halt. We are Backlands horsemen. Wow, look at the nasty second one there. All right. Alex Rodriguez. Should we say greetings? Should we say you are centaurs, not men, which is a nice way to be incredibly offensive? Or should we say I require your help? The second one is like the most obnoxious, like, you're not real humans, all right? You're just half horses. I think that's a good way to get things started. Just a little bit of bigotry in the morning. Do you want to tell that guy you're not really a centaur? Or you're not really a man of any type? What the hell's wrong with you, Cujo? All right, what are we doing? You're voting for Greetings, You Are Centaurs Not Men, the super offensive one, or I Require Your Help. It's okay, you can rewind. Yeah, but you don't know how far back it's going to make you rewind. We seek seven serpents. What is that? Is that a leopard or a what is that? A leopard skin that he's wearing? This picture. Is that a leopard skin? Right, Triffid? A Dalmatian. He's way too thin to pose any kind of threat. Or cheetah. It could be. It looks pretty sad, doesn't it? It's like, oh well, I got taken by a horseman. Well, you've seen the plains, Rogan. I mean, we had to cook a bug to get rations to survive. There's not a lot of food out here. You know? Hello, I'm in need of a hairdresser, and you look like you know a great one. This guy does look like the most metal. He's just like, greetings, stranger. Bow. Stranger, I wanted you to know you're on a highway to hell. Ba-bum-bum. Guy's torso is too big for a horse body. That's true, actually. Is that lockdown hair? Boy, do I know that feel. Man. I don't even know at this point, like, when I'm actually able to go and get a haircut again, which will be, it's been almost a year. Like, I had my haircut last time officially in March. And my wife cut my hair a couple times, like, to sort of adjust it. But still, I don't know what I'm going to be having a longer hairstyle of some kind. I just don't know what kind. So, we wouldn't know you're Mr. Hat. A stringed instrument. It's true. This is my axe. Yeah, well, that's it. That's what has to happen. Maybe they eat meat. All right. Greetings. That seems safest. Greetings. The centaur unslings a bow and fires an arrow into the dirt by your feet as a warning to come no closer. He notches a second arrow, aiming somewhat higher this time. Now tell me, what is your purpose here in the living misery that is Badu Bak? All right. Do we say, I'm a traveler? I'm on a mission? From God? No, just kidding. I'm on a mission? Or purpose is my own? Or suck it, horseman? I'm just kidding. Okay. What do we say? Yeah, Aaron, sometimes I'll tell you what, it feels that way. I'm a traveler, I'm on a mission, my purpose is my own. I prefer the hidden. Come no closer. I know exactly. You came to me, jackass. Like, now that you're here, don't come any closer. Like, now that I found you, don't. I come to you, not the other way around. I still want to insist he's a centaur. You know what? You're a centaur, and yeah, this would go super well. If anyone remembers in Two Towers what happens when Gimli tries to sass Eomer and the Rohirrim, like, see how well that goes. I'm on a mission. Ooh, you know I'm on a mission. Ooh. I really want this whole scene just to be that scene from the Church of the Blues Brothers. It's like, that's it. A mission from God. And then we just have John Belushi like somersaulting through the plains towards you. Flip, 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 flip. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, about the loss those years ago, Aaron. I know that knows that feeling. I mean, I used to have my hair not a buzz cut, but I would get with clippers fairly close around the outside. I've never in my life had longer hair ever, and so I wanted to try it out. And I think if I can get it styled right, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm cool for me to try out something different. I mean, but I do have to say that it's a pain in the butt having it long. Like when it gets to a certain point down here, it's a pain. Like my wife did cut off some of the back because I was just like, it was ugh. Shaping it is the key. I've seen those pictures, Tren, from your younger years, yes. Okay, on a mission. I'm on a mission, you reply boldly. A mission? What mission could take you out here? There is nothing here to find. I like the idea that every time he says that, there's nothing here to find in this cursed land. And every time he does that, cursed land. Okay, so what do we say? We say, these planes seem busy enough. I am on my way to Mampang, not Mapnang. Or it is secret. What should we say? Shirley Templetime. These planes seem busy enough. I'm on my way to Mampang, or it is secret. There you go. Well? Be even and direct with me, whether you will or no. I know you were sent for. Nay, I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off. I will tell you why, so that your investigations may bear no feather. It's a secret. I'm sorry, it's on a need-to-know basis. It's like, that information is classified. You could try to combine them. My journey to Mampang is classified. I mean, ugh. It would be a very bad idea for me to explain to you that I'm currently crossing the plains so I can get to the Fortress of Mampang and get back the Crown of Kings. Yeah, number one is redirecting. Any of these I can see in their own way. Mampang, the thing about Mampang is I don't know whether these guys are, I don't know if these are good guys or not. I don't know. So it could be that they appreciate the honesty. It could also be that they're servants of the Archmage. It could be that they won't give a damn either way. Yeah, exactly. I am on a secret mission to Mampang to retrieve the Crown of Kings, but you'll never hear that from me. Somewhere like the golden eagle that we saw at the beginning of the book is just like, you know, face palming with its wing, just like, I'm on my way to Mampang. Already there, in fact. I would say that chat is not sure what to do on this one. It's a good thing that the way that we're playing this, of course, which is where chat makes the decisions. It's a good thing that chat is not actually in a group of people there just answering the question, because he'd be like, what mission could you be out there? And you'd be like, well, it's secret. On our way to Mampang. Well, these planes are busy enough. Like everybody just talking at once. Well, I don't want it to listen. It's important that we know. You know what the deal is. Listen, Mampang. Does the bot not like Jackass? See, because Chatty never like cuts out any of these things, so I see them. Rhubarb. All right, last call. We're landscape artists. Yeah. We're surveyors. We're checking to see the potential for this land for future expansion. All right. I'm on my way to Mampang. As soon as the words leave your lips, you see the effect. The two remaining centaurs stiffen up. The centaur at the back of the group canters forward. This must be him, he mutters, not quiet enough for you not to hear. The one the serpent spoke of. Oh, boy. Well, that's going to be a problem. The one the serpent spoke of. So, you have spoken to the serpents? You are mistaken. You know of the 7 serpents? You are about to get punked. No. If you try to stop me, I will kill you. I have special skills. Skills which make it easy. No. Well, that's bad. I mean, like, why would the serpents talk to them unless they're working with the serpents? Like, that's... All right. Tread carefully here, chat. I don't know what to say here. Like... Are they going to bail on a threat, though? They outnumber us 3-1. I mean, obviously, we are more badass than they think we are, but... What's up, Miranda? That's true. That's true. Well, that's true. The serpent spoke of. Good to see you, Miranda. That's true, Rogan. See, that's the thing. We don't know if that means they're working with the serpents or if they just heard the serpents. Is that what the past 4 years have taught you? If all else fails, bluster? Actually don't need the light panel right now. Seven? I know of one. His name is Philip. I speak, of course, of Philip's serpent. He's my cousin, Philip Serpent. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Cobra Serpent. I know, right, Triffid? I haven't had enough time to do the teaching. Got to give me time, Triffid. Got to give me time. All right, last call, last call. Much different. Much different. There are a lot of encounters. For example, I'm pretty sure that this encounter does happen in the Seven Serpents book, but there are many other things that are different here. For example, this whole time mechanic of using the telescope to sweep it across the land, and wherever the telescope shines, the land looks as it did 100 years ago. That's all not at all in the book at all. Like basically the game turned this into a sandbox. I mean, the book has sort of more sandboxy elements than most game books do. As I say, they're the best game books ever made, these game books. But still, it's taken that and enhanced it. Very much the way the Final Fantasy VII Remake has built upon and expanded the Final Fantasy. Yeah, super interesting. All right, you've spoken to the serpents. We're going to go with that. You've spoken to the serpents. You demand, hand falling to your sword hilt. If these creatures are in the pay of the Archmage, they are no friends of ours, the centaur replies, cantering around you as he speaks. But we would not have them as our enemies either. They are fearsome. Ah! All right, so these dudes are neutral. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. These are not servants. That's fine. So these guys can be reached. Tell me what you know of the serpents. Perhaps we can help each other, or attack them, which seems bizarre. Or that's what they want you to think. Yeah, But it doesn't, that response doesn't read that way to me, Cujo. Like, it seems weird, you know, that the centaur would be like, I don't know. Like, the centaur, wouldn't he say something like, you spoke of the serpents? Maybe we have. Like, something like that, you know? But saying, like, they are no friends of ours, but we would not have them as our enemies either. They're fearsome. That feels like, I don't know. Good. You do well to avoid them, because they are vile, and I know an excellent recipe for a horse. I see. That's what you need to do, is just respond to them. Like, what did you say? Nothing. What? I was just saying. What? Nothing. There's snake people hiding inside horsemen. It's true. Chupacabra told me. It's snakes all the way down. Perhaps we can help each other. All right, last call. Last call. And okay, perhaps we can help each other. You suggest carefully. I may have something you want. The centaur raises one thick, bushy eyebrow. And what do you suggest? You help me and you live. No. It's so aggressive. Okay. So here's what we can say. We can say, help me and you live, because that's not aggressive at all. We can say, I will cast a luck spell on you. We could say, I can give you food. I have roasted bug. We can say, I can pay you, which we do have gold, in fairness. Or do you play swindle stones? A lot of choices. Well, if we can figure out a way to mutually help each other, that wouldn't go against their neutrality, Rogan. They're not, like, locked in. We play swindle stones. If I win, you help me. You tell me where the serpents are. You rebuild the beacon. Give me food and safe passage to these lands. And if you win, then I say crap and I leave. That's how that works. Yeah, I wondered about that, Arenth. But then again, maybe that would... it relies on assuming that they don't know anything about magic. I don't know. That's a gamble, but... Swindlestones is safe. I just won't lose. I just can't lose, that's all. Because it might well be that they are superstitious and they're not going to like this. I don't know. I have no idea. I could see this going either way. I will cast a luck spell on you. Or do you play swindle stones? Here's the luck spell. It goes this way. I didn't kill you just now. That's the ritual. See? See how that works? And they'd be like, oh, wait. All right, going once, going twice, and I will cast a luck spell on you. A sorcerer, gasps one of the centaurs fearfully. A luck spell? You have clearly piqued his interest. And what do you want from us in return? Okay. So far, so good. Tell me of the serpents. Tell me what lies ahead. How may I cross the Badu back ridge? And the suicide option, let me ride on you. Which is instant death. That's true, Triffid. Yeah, like I think I think all of it's reasonable though, because the serpents, but the thing is, we could get information from them about the serpents. My guess is, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we do need to know about the Baduback Ridge, but we need to find out where the serpents are. Like, I mean, I think it's reasonable to find that out. I don't know. Let Me Ride on You is a terrible idea, and Cujo should be ignored as a complete troll in this respect. This is going to be, they are going to be not, they're going to be like, I'm sorry? You're like, ride on you. Why? Why would you ask that? Well, I was thinking you could give me a piggyback ride. Except horses, I'm sorry. And then just like run away. And then you get shot in the head with an arrow. They're like, these are all some good choices. Except for the Let Me Ride on You. Everything else is a good choice. All right, I'm going to last call this. We have one more. I need another vote to break this tie. It doesn't specify where you run. Deeply troubling, Cujo. Again, even more troubling. All right, I do need someone to break this tie. All right, Nonstop has broken it. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Tell me of the serpents. Happily, we will tell you everything, the head centaur replies with a booming laugh. Every man deserves to know how he will die. I didn't just whinny there. Yes. All right. So, where can I find the serpents? Or do you know the serpents' weaknesses? I'll find where the hell these things are. What do you want to do, chat? You can just tell me this in chat. There's no vote here. Just this is because this is a two choice thing that you're doing. So, where can I find the serpents, or do you know the serpents' weaknesses? Now, we do know some of the serpents' weaknesses already, whereas we don't know where any of them are. So, it would be nice if we knew where they were, but either one of these would be helpful. I mean, he says we'll tell you everything, so it's probably fine. So, I know an excellent recipe for horse. Laugh at me again. Laugh. Do it. Do it. Okay, Cujo says weakness. Aaron says, where are they? 2 for weakness, 1 for where are they? 2 for weakness, 2 for where? 3 for weakness, 2 for where? 3 for weakness, 3 for where? I see chat is just as unified on this as ever. Yes, but which one at a time, though? 4 weakness, 3 for where? Which one first, Rogan? 3 for where, 4 for weakness. Right, but they heard them talking. So if they heard them talking, they must know where some of them are, is my thought. And I agree with you. Nonstop, yeah. Oh, they wouldn't know their weakness. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So we've got 4 weakness and 1, 2, 3 where. I'm going to last call this. 4 weakness, 3 where. Going once. 4 weakness, 3 where. Going twice. 4 weakness, 3 where. Sold. Where are they? Right here. Right, we are the centaur serpents. Okay, weaknesses it is. Do you know the serpent's weaknesses? The centaur shakes his mane. You mistake us. We patrol these plains, but we are not wizards. We do not know the ways of magic. but perhaps you have heard something. Tell me what you know. Or I understand. So what should it be? But perhaps you've heard something. Tell me what you know, or I understand. I understand that you are idiots. That's what I understand. Tell me what you know. Where's Rachel? All right. So, got 2 votes each. 2 votes each. Perhaps you've heard something. Programming note, by the way, we're going to go for another 20 minutes or so. Then we're going to, at 3:15, we will wrap this, and then we'll do our nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month. And then at 4 p.m., I'll be over on GOG with Pen and Pixels playing some Vaporum Lockdown. Yeah, maybe. You need to tell me what you know. All right. Tell me what you know. You demand. We know little, the centaur replies, except that the earth serpent must stay in touch with the ground. Aha! The earth serpent has to stay in touch with the ground, so if we can get the earth serpent off the ground, we got him. That's useful. You nod your head in thanks. The furthest centaur kicks the ground and grumbles, clearly unhappy that they are talking to you. All right, so do we say, where can I find the serpents? Now that we've asked about weaknesses. Where can I find the serpents, or enough talking? You could just tell me this in chat. Correct, Burner. Yeah, I mean, now we're just going to be specific about it. Like, where can I find them? Which one do you... Well, you get one nomination, Miranda. Which one do you want? Defender's Quest or No One Has to Die? Which one? Which one? And also we've got where? Defender's Quest? Okay. The other one you can bring up in future, of course, but... okay, so yeah, somebody remind me of that if I forget. Or if you're still here, you can do it yourself, Brenda. Don't do the nominations now, though, because I'm not going to keep track of them. Just hang on until about 15 more minutes, and then we'll be doing it then. Yeah. Okay, so where? All right. So it looks like people are in favor of where. Where can I find the serpents? The serpents have scattered across the plains, the centaur replies, and some are rushing to Mampang to deliver their message, while others lie in wait to hunt you down. The moon serpent is near here, one of the other centaurs says, in the mountains to the east. Okay, so the moon serpent is to the east. So now do we say, I need to find them all, or enough talking? Please tell me that we can say, gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Oh, man. I know what I'd nominate. Well, you'll get a chance to about 15 minutes. So I need to find them all or enough talking? Find them all, find them all. Tokemon. Tokemon. Enough talk. Have at thee. Okay, so find them all, and enough talk. Other votes. I have enough talk. Find them all, enough talk. Could only get 6. The set will sell for so much more 10 years from now. Exactly. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that we needed to be over this. I mean, this is day 4. So, you know, we're now in this next section on day 4, but I wish we'd gotten here day 3, but I don't know. That was maybe my mistake. I thought that we could get enough of the bridge and the tower in that we could do both. So, so enough talking, Triffid. So I have 2 for find them all, and 3 for find them all, and 2 for enough talking. Gotcha. Yep. 3 for find them all, 2 for enough talking. All right. Going once. Going twice. And find them all. Okay. Find them all. Need to find them all, you say. The centaurs nod. That might yet be possible. The backlands are a strange place. They shift and change. The very earth itself is cursed. Many who try to rush across find themselves only turning in circles. The serpents have crossed once before, but they may be slow in returning. The centaurs are looking increasingly restless. Enough talking. Thank you, you nod. You have been most helpful. Now, the spell, the centaur declares. Okay, so here are our choices. So we can intone a blessing. We could cast. Let's see the spells that we have to cast. We could create illusions. That might be useful. We could cast, use a bracelet of bone to create an illusion. We could create stupidity. That's what we're doing right now, Miranda. So we got that. Okay. Jum, we don't have glue, so it doesn't matter. Illusion of worship, we can't do that. I think it's actually G. We could create quicksand, but we don't have the sand for it, so we can't do that. We could do... Ooh! What? I don't even know what that is. It says unknown. Cast luck. I mean... Is that even a thing? Alright, chat. We could intone a blessing, or we could cast Kid, which creates an illusion, Dim, which creates dumb, or Luck. Maybe this teaches us the luck spell. I don't know. Or maybe it's BS and we do that and they just stare at us and go like, you know, luck. I feel like if I were just playing on my own, I would also have voted for luck. I would just be like, Big Boss, what's going on, Big Boss? Happy New Year. I have not seen you, I think, in the year 2021. Good to see you, Big Boss. I hope you're okay. Hope you're doing well. As well as possible under the circumstances of the world. All right. Happy 2021 to us all. All right. Turn to little unicorns. All right, here we go, chat. I don't know what this is going to do. L-U-K. You craft the spell and you feel a strange force entering your bones as though you were growing stiff and you begin to shake. Quickly you direct the spell's power to the centaur. What a stroke of luck to have found a luck spell in this very spot. It worked! It worked! Preening with satisfaction at his blessing, the centaur kicks his hooves into the air. A moment later, all three are charging off across the plain. From a distance away, one turns and calls out, "Beware the moon serpent in the mountains, for only flame will hurt him." Then they are gone. So they did know a little more. We found 2 clues and another clue is updated. Ooh, it gave us a serpent notice. Chat, we have like, look, a serpent. It like marks the serpent for us when we find it out. Sweet. Sweet. So we got a new Earth Serpent weakness. Becomes weakened when he loses contact with the ground. So, and then the Moon Serpent is in the mountains, waiting in the Badubak Mountains, and it's weak to flame. Now we have a place to go. Okay, so we know the Fire Serpent is following us. So it's going to come to us. We know the Water Serpent and the Earth Serpent needs to be found, and the Air Serpent and the Moon Serpent. So Water, Earth, Fire, Air, and Moon. We still don't know the other 2 serpents. We don't even know what they are, let alone where they are. And we only know weaknesses for Water, Earth, Fire, and Air, and Moon, actually. So we do have weaknesses for all of these guys. That's pretty good. So, yeah, now at least we have a direction to go. That was pretty sweet. I can't believe that worked. I thought that was going to be weird. What a strange spell. Yeah, that was bizarre. But it worked, so hey, I'm not going to question it. All right, chat. So we have about another 10 minutes or so left. So now we know where that is. Now we have a decision about when to get there and like how and all that kind of stuff. We're going to eventually need to get here anyway. But so what we've got now is we came from the southeast and the southwest. So, but if we come back this way, then we might be able to go elsewhere. So the question is, southwest doesn't make a lot of sense because we were coming from this direction. So basically, chat, do we go back to the southeast, at which point we would then be able to go further east, northeast, like basically all the areas over here? Or do we go directly north, because we started from here, we went over here, and so the thorough theory would be that we go up here. But also, we may be wanting to go up and face the Moon Serpent now that we actually know where one of them is. So, yeah. So what do we got? This one you can tell me in chat. This ruins to the north thing. Or do we go southeast, which then sets us up to go anywhere else? But north would bring us up to wherever these ruins are. So yeah, north or southeast. Key to unlock the Moon Serpent's dungeon. Yes, we will know that is the case, Burner, if we get to a certain spot and all of a sudden the music shifts to dum bum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum dum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum da 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 da. Okay, so are we going north or are we going to the village? If we're going to the village, then that's southeast. So basically tell me north to the ruin or southeast if you want to go to the village. So north is ruin, southeast. Demonetized. Yeah, great. I'd be very upset with Nintendo if they did that. So what do you think? North to the ruin, southeast to the village. We do need a place to rest. There is that also. It's getting dark, or it will be getting dark, so there's that too. So north to the ruins, or southeast. I have 2 votes for north, and southeast to the village. I mean, maybe we could sleep at the ruins too, but I don't know. Every time we sleep outside, we get attacked by something. Okay, so I got 2 votes for north to the ruins, and 2 votes for southeast to the village. 3 votes for north to the ruins. North, it'll be fine. Famous last words. Okay. Last call here. 3 votes for north to the ruins. 2 votes for southeast to the village. I'm really excited that it actually marks the serpent for you. That's cool. North, Miss Tessmacher. North, north. Okay, looks like we're going north. You abandon the road and walk across the windswept plain. The sun is all but gone. A little distance back from the old road, there is a deep pit in the ground. A strange wailing noise comes from inside. Again, I always, look or listen if I'm able to, based on what chat tells me, so I'm going to listen here. You pause to listen to the sound. It is a musical sound, the playing of a pipe of some kind, but the tune is unlike anything you've heard before. It seems to coil around itself, and the player does not seem to pause for breath. All right, chat, do we go closer or do we avoid it? Closer or avoid it? Got that cricket sound going on. Closer to the danger. Closer, closer. Satyr boyfriend is good at circular breathing. That's true. It could be the Kenny G of satyrs. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na, bum-ba-na-ma. Besides being inflated by the Fae, of course, because that's a given. All right, 3 closers. Going once. And double demonetized. Maybe I'll get demonetized so much it'll go around the circle to being monetized again. Okay. It sounds like we're going closer. You stride over to the pit and peer in over the edge. At the bottom squats a thin, dark-skinned man playing a pipe, and in front of him 6 snakes are writhing and dancing in the air. He has not yet noticed you. Will we call down a greeting? Call down a greeting or cast a spell. Let's see what spells we got. Here's the other 6 serpents. Can you imagine? So we could cause clumsiness. Three stamina, but we have plenty of stamina. So we could cause clumsiness. We could... We could cast Dud, which would create an illusion of treasure. Read minds. We can't do that because we lost our skull cap. Damn it. We could cause lively dancing. He's playing something. I mean, we could play something too. And that wouldn't cost us any stamina. Cast Jig. It's always live in the menu section, though, in fairness, Rogan. So, I mean, not Rogan, Marinda. So I kind of got to, think about that. M-U-D. Create quicksand, but we don't have sand, so we can't do that. Let's see. So D, J, can't do T, can't do M. I think that's it. Okay. So, or move, make a move, meaning move on. So, he hasn't noticed us. Do we call down a greeting? Do we cast Dumb, which creates clumsiness? Do we cast Dud, which creates treasure? Do we cast Jig, because we get to play our flute and, like, dance with him? Or do we make a move? What's it going to be? Depending on how this goes, this may be our last decision of the session today. I don't know, will it? Maybe, because I want to see whether the snakes... Maybe it'll cause the snakes to dance. If he dies, rations. We could eat bugs and snakes. I'm sure we wouldn't eat people. No one would do that. All right, we're going to last call this. Last call. We already cooked a bug in some steam vents, right? So... Okay. All right, we are going to cast Jig. J-I-G. Cast. Reaching up to the stars, you create the magic, pulling out your bamboo flute and starting to play. The man in the pit looks up with surprise and some delight, but the spell does not seem to affect him. "Another musician," he declares with pleasure. "Perhaps I can play something that will amuse you?" So do we say you could try, or do we say no need, well met? Let me just say I'm a little troubled that the spell didn't affect him. My spidey sense is tingling a bit on that. But, so do we say you could try or no need, well met? Brenda says try. Rogan says try. Uncle Elias says no need. Triffid says no need. Arudnell says try. Try. No need, no need. 3 tries, no need. Gonna last call this because I want to make sure we get through this little section before we... 3 tries, no need. Going once. Going twice. All right, try it is. You could try, you reply. The man... Oh, sorry, Tren. Sorry, man. Sort of. You could try, you reply. The man nods and begins to play a strange tune. It is soft and peaceful, and you find yourself becoming transfixed by his playing. Oh, boy. Again, Spidey sense, what should we do? Say, I've heard enough. Do we say, keep listening? Which, again, danger, Will Robinson. Cover our ears. Put the nose plugs in our ears, which is not a bad idea, actually. Or do we cast... Let's see what we cast. Do we cast... See, and it's giving us the choice to read his mind again. We can't do it because we don't have the skull cap. But that makes me worry about what he's planning. Zap, so we could actually zap him. Cast zap. Or, let's see. That's to open locks and doors. I have no idea why we would do that here. Absolutely useless. Dumb causes clumsiness. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to put them together. Okay, zap, dope, dumb. Can't do tell. Or hot is fireball. Okay, so here we go. What do we do? Do we say, I've heard enough? Do we keep listening? Do we cover our ears? Do we put the nose plugs in our ears? Do we, which suggests that if we didn't have nose plugs, we couldn't do that, which makes me think that might be a good option. But cast zap, dope, or dumb. So zap is lightning bolt. Dope is open locks and doors. I have no idea we would cast that. Dumb creates clumsiness. Maybe that means he drops his flute. And then hot, obviously, is just, you know, burn it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. So yeah. It's like that old thing, like whenever someone asks you or gives the option to do something with a piece of equipment that people don't necessarily have, that always makes me go, Things that make you go, All right. Sounds like chat is definitively in favor of that. Thinking quickly, you stuff the nose plugs into your ears, blocking out the music. The man laughs at your fear and soothes the beast once more with his music. Manada is me, he declares. I'm good to travelers. The snakes hiss and wind about their master. But I am curious as to who you are, Manada says. You are a traveler? Okay. So, what should we say? What are these snakes? Do you have any food? Perhaps we can trade. I am headed to Mampang. I don't know that we should be telling everyone in the world that we're heading to Mampang. Or enough talking. All right, what are we going to say to that dude? What are these snakes? Do you have any food? Perhaps we can trade. I'm headed to Mampang, or enough talking. Enough talking? What are these snakes? Snakes, Indy? By the way, did anybody see the announcement, the Bethesda announcement today, that they are making Todd Howard is the lead dev on a new Indiana Jones game being made by Bethesda? I was like, really? Okay, I'm going to last call this. What are these snakes? What are these snakes? Yeah, there you go. Exactly, Trent. It'll be half finished, released, and then it'll be finished 10 years later after the mod community finishes with it. Being made by Microsoft? Oh, well. Yeah, same thing these days, right? Well, it depends though. There's been, there's a Indiana Jones in the what was it? The one that we played on here, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, right? That was a, point and click puzzle game, so. All right, I need someone to break that tie. We have 3 for What Are These Snakes and 3 for Headed to Mampang and 1 for Enough Talking. Indie done in the Doom engine is what I'm expecting. Yeah, like a first person. I wouldn't mind, I wonder if it would be like a Tomb Raider-ish, type thing. But I need someone to break this tie. Last call, last call. Need someone to break this tie, please. We have What Are These Snakes? And I'm headed to Mampang. All right. Okay. I'm headed to Mampang. You tell him. He nods. Ah, to the fortress of sorcerers. He smiles to himself. It is a long journey. Okay, so do we ask him, what can you tell me of the road ahead or the fortress of sorcerers? Could be. What can you tell me of the road ahead or the fortress of sorcerers? What do we ask him? This one you can just tell me in chat, because there's only 2 choices. What can you tell me of the road ahead or the fortress of sorcerers? Fortress, Fort Sork. Sorcerers. Yeah, sorry. Road ahead. All right, I've got 2 votes for Fortress. I don't know if Rogan's was also a vote for Fortress. But 2 votes for Fortress, 2 votes for Road. Rogan, is that a vote for Sorcerers? Yeah, do you play Swindlestones? Seems like it's not an option. Snakestones. Tell me of your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. I will take that as a Fortress vote. 3 votes for Fortress. 3 3 votes for fortress, 2 votes for road, depending on what Rogan's vote is. But 3 vote for fortress, 2 votes for road. Going once. 4 votes for fortress. Going twice. Okay. The Fortress of Sorcerers. You ask. Mampang is a place of great learning, he answers. Once a happy place, no more, no more. One of the vipers nips at your boot. That's creepy. Okay, what should we say? What are these snakes? Do you have any food? Perhaps we can trade. Or enough talking. Need more firepower, sorcerers. All right, what do you think, chat? What are these snakes? Do you have any food? Perhaps we can trade or enough talking. What are these snakes? They are my children, and now they are your masters. He's just a nice dude in a completely burned out wasteland. You know, in the middle of a pit playing a flute for some snakes. Like, it's a very normal existence, and I don't see the problem. You know, it's fine. What are these snakes? As one does. Yeah, as one does. You know, if you're in a burned-in wasteland, you're just like, I'm going to go hang out in a pit and play to some snakes. Like, that's what you do. Last call. All right, and poll closed. What are these snakes? My pets. He smiles. Most beautiful creatures on this earth. I sing for them. Creepy. What should we say? Do you have any food? Like, can I eat one of your snakes? I'm sure that would go over well. No, do you have any food? Perhaps we can trade. Or enough talking. Yeah, you take the gigs you can get sometimes. Do you have any food? Yes. You. Oh, man. All right, we have 2 for perhaps we can trade. 1 for enough talking. Last call. It's the classic. I'm always like, all right, we're going to end here. We hit it just at like 3:13, finish up, and then, of course, this is like super long, involved encounter, but we'll be done when this is finished. You ever met Samuel L. Jackson? I want these mother bleeping snakes out of this mother bleeping pit. Wants us to leave? No, I honestly don't know. Because, again, this is going in a different direction. I think that this encounter in the book is not a great encounter, but it also, this is like gone in a very different direction. Like, it never gives you the choice in the book, for sure, to put the nose plugs in your ears, for instance. So, okay. Perhaps we can trade. Oh, snap. A trade is wise, Monitor replies. I will trade your life for the blessing of the 7 serpents, Analander. Damn. You whip your sword from its sheath as the first of the serpents darts into attack. Well, crap. Defend! Oh. The pit snake looms large. You duck into a defensive crouch, moving back as it turns away across the pit, out of reach. It raises itself and displays its terrible bite. Defended. You stay crouched. The pit snake strikes. You quickly respond to avoid its poison-soaked jaws. The pit snake shifts, foolishly showing its neck. Then you attack immediately. You split the air with your sword. The snake hisses as it dies. The next snake is close behind. Defend! Damn. Spits at the air. You lower into a defensive stance, moving as far back as you can. It slivers from you. Disappears into the dirt. Stay crouched. Raises itself, baring its arcing fangs. it slinks away. Okay, defend. This is terrible. This is not good. That was good. Defend. Yep. Ah. Terrible. No, that was awful. We're gonna do that again. Yeah. Got it. Much better. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. That was much better. Oh, sorry. It's up on the top right. Yeah, sorry. I'll tell you next time. I don't want to mess with that right now. This is 3 out of 3 stamina right here. Damn it. Terrible. Poison. Terrible. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this one again. Yeah, terrible, 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 terrible. Okay. Oh, wow. I thought I was going to get that. Okay, this is terrible. I'm going to be doing this again as well. Nah, we can do better than 6 stamina lost. Got it that time. Alright, no stamina lost. Flawless fighting. One more snake left. Oh, snap. Pretty good. Ah, now it's the snake charmer himself. So he's got 6 stamina. Now he's down to 4. Reaches for his dangerous flute. You waste no time, swinging with expert precision and all of your strength. Thinks better of his own attack and defends itself. The snake charmer curses at the blow. Nice. Okay. Can barely find his balance. Tiny snakes rain from his clothing like cut stitches. Yeah, I agree. Ugh. Whistling and hissing at you. Rush to press the wound. He curls up dramatically, howling and hissing, until he lies on the floor in a fetal ball, spitting to himself as he dies. I think I can do that again. And the interesting thing is, when you attack full bore, if he's defending, you only do 1 damage. So... So you want to attack him when he's attacking, but not as much, basically. Okay. Got him that time. 3 stamina. Competent combat. It is suddenly very quiet. You wipe the sweat from your brow and heave for breath. So this guy was just as bad guy in this one as he was in the old one. All right, we're going to search his body, obviously. Working quickly, you search the body of the snake charmer, uncovering a bottle of clear liquid, but his pipe has been shattered in the struggle. We don't need it. We already have one. All right, let's see. We look at the bottle, shake the bottle. Whatever is inside looks like water, but it seems to sparkle with an incredible purity. You recognize the shine in the liquid's very heart. This is a vial of holy water. Nice. We need this for one of our spells, too. Chat, can we take this? Chat, are we cool with taking the holy water? Yes, take. Yeah, never. We've earned it and he doesn't need it. I assume we would, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Sounds like people are good with us taking it. You take the vial of clear water. Then you've had your fill. You want to spend no more time in this bloody pit, and you scramble back up to the surface. Okay, so when we next start, we'll have a lot of choices. We'll be able to go up to the northeast or the east up here, or we'll be able to go southeast towards the village. And considering that it's late, you know, in the nighttime on day 4, we'll probably want to head someplace where we can rest safely, but we'll see how that all goes. But we got a lot done today, chat. We managed to get a bunch of clues on the serpents. We actually located one of the serpents now. We learned a new spell, this luck spell. We managed to get some food. We crossed the bridge in the first place. We, you know, had an encounter with the snake charmer that didn't go well for him in the end. And, you know, in the end, we made it. Barely. He said. So, good stuff by all of us. Good stuff. Okay. So, pop that back up. We have one more thing we have to do today. We're starting this later than I planned, but that's okay. And that is the nomination for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month. Really having so much fun with that game. It's so good. All right. What should Arv play this month? Okay, now I remember from Mirinda that yours was Defender's Quest. And I think, Rogan, yours was Time Spinner. Although, what is Time Spinner? Can you remind me what Time Spinner is? And I'll take 4 other nominations for these games. So far, by the way, we have played 11 and a half hours of part 3 of Sorcery. Okay, let me take a look. So yes, I will take nominations, chat, right now for the game that we're going to be playing. The top 2 of these, or 3, will go into our vote, which will be held next Monday, or it'll be up to next Monday. Castlevania-style RPG. Oh, very cool. Inspired by 90s action platformers. Oh, this looks cool. This looks cool. Yeah, I'm down with that. Growl Answer 2. It'll work eventually. Okay. World of Goo. Oh, I remember yours almost won last time, Tren. So World of Goo. We've got Growl Answer 2. Eventually that'll get nominated. That'll win too. And then Rain City. What is Rain City, Mrs. Dunsel? And I think you may have told me this before, and I apologize for not remembering. What is it? What is Rain City again? I think you nominated this previously, and I forgot what it is. Okay. Cool. It's a game on Switch. Right. This is a point and click, I think. Is this point and click? Is like puzzle game? 2D game, kind of cute. You showed this to me. No, I remember now. I remember. Yes, you showed it to me. I remember it. Yep. I remember. I got it. Okay, any other nominations? Any other nominations? Otherwise, I'm going to close it here. We have 5 good ones. I would play any of these. Hearing none, I will open the poll. All right, now you can get your votes in, chat. The top 3 vote getters Top 3 vote getters will go into the straw poll, which I hope Arudinel and my lovely mods, Burner and Arudinel and Trifid, are able to compile the ones for the straw poll and attach it to next game. So the top 3 vote getters. We got 2 votes for World of Goo, 1 vote each. Everybody voted for themselves. Yes, 2 votes for World of Goo, and then we got 1 vote each for Defender's Quest, Time Spinner, and Growlancer 2. And for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, Adventures of Middle-earth had to be rescheduled because of a player scheduling conflict. So the first of those sessions will be next week during this time slot on the 19th. And then I'm also going to have the final vote. Rather than having, I'm basically going to do Middle-earth the next 2 weeks in a row. And so instead of having the Patreon game happen the week after next, instead I'm going to put it on the Friday, a week from this Friday, basically. So next Tuesday, we will have the final vote for this, whatever the final 3 are. We'll have the final vote. And then on Friday, we will actually play that game, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, I can't put 5 on a straw poll, Miranda. It's too much. Okay, so I need someone to either change vote or vote for one of the others so that we can get down to the top 3. I really don't like having 4 in a straw poll. It's too many. 2 or 3 is what I like to go with. These are all good choices. It's always good because it gives me a chance to check out games that I would not have known about otherwise. All right. Anybody willing to make a change? Remember, even if you don't win, your game does not win this month. A lot of people bring these back. Nonstop had that happen with a game previously. I know that that's the Growlancer situation as well, but nah, I can't do that. I can't do that because it's just not the way it gets done. So ultimately what happens is it looks like World of Goo is pretty definitive, but we need someone to change their vote on something else because I can't have that many. And not voting on your own makes it... I mean, I could do that in the future, but usually we manage to get... I've been doing this for a long time, and we usually don't have a problem getting ones in the end. But, if it becomes a problem later on, then I can always adjust how we do it if I have to, but... Anybody? 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 Remember, you can always do $, change vote, space, and then the number you want to change to. Yeah, in particular, I know, but the problem is that, yeah, but... Thank you, Mrs. Dunsel. Although again, I appreciate. Yeah, I don't ever want to call out anyone individually. I totally get anyone wanting their own game. And Rain City does look interesting. So I will definitely, don't give up on that. Nominate it again. There's a good chance I could get to that sometime this year, Mrs. Dunsel, for sure. Okay. So, any other generous people willing to change their vote? Although I don't know whether we need any more definitive World of Goo winners. It sounds like World of Goo is not going to be a problem in getting into this final vote. So, okay, cool. Cool. But yes, Growlancer 2, Time Spinner, Defender's Quest, we're going to need someone to change their vote around. Because honestly, if we get the top 2, I can also just put in top 2. It doesn't have to be 3. So if we're going to go with Time Spinner, then we can just do... We can do that. So I can also do... So I'm going to do a last call on this. If one person changes their vote, or if another person votes to give us 3 winners, then I'll take those. Otherwise, we'll just take these 2. World of Goo and then Time Spinner. So, no pressure, no problem. We have 2 winners that will go into the straw poll, and we've had in the past 2, games that battle it out for supremacy, so that's fine. It doesn't have to be 3. I'm stopping the vote. Yeah, great. I'm stopping the steal, right? No, I'm mostly doing it because there's a certain point where I can feel like people are like, okay, we know what the choices are. And I do actually have to get ready for my next show at 15 minutes from now, Miranda. All right, going once. Going twice. Okay, so there you go. So the straw poll, the choices this month are between World of Goo and Time Spinner. For poor Tren, who's been nominating World of Goo for like the last 6 months, this is as close as you've been. Oh, sorry, Miranda. Were you going to do... Oh, you were going to switch it? Well, okay, you know what? I'll take that. We'll add Growlancer too, because since Defender's Quest was your nominee, since you switched off, it's okay that it came in a little bit after the vote. If someone else had done that, I wouldn't take it. But since it's your nominee, then I'll do that, and I appreciate it. So there's a straw poll. It'll win when it's time for it to win. Okay. Thank you, Rudinel. So World of Goo, Time Spinner, and Growlancer 2 are going to be your choices. Those are all good choices. Those are all good choices. World of Goo. I feel like I'm just going to be tempted to say that all the time. World of Goo. Goo of World. Goo World. World Goo. It was released on 2008. Really? Although it was released on Switch. When did it get released on Switch? Interesting. Okay. As Rudinel is putting together this, because Rudinel is awesome. Yeah, it could. We just generally don't have a problem with it, Rogan, because we haven't had, because we have such a great community, there's not a lot of acrimony. Like, most people are willing to kind of, do it and then back off. And it all, that's usually what works. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things I'll cross that bridge if I have to come to it, I guess, basically. But, okay, but as Rudinel's putting that together, I'm going to thank all of you lovely people for being here with this awesome game. I hope you really are continuing to enjoy Seven Serpents. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And, yeah, and I'm glad that we made some actual progress on it and move forward on it today, so that's good. But I got to rise up on out of here because in 15 minutes, less than that now, actually, I have to get ready for my GOG stream, Pen and Pixels, where I'm going to be playing some more Vaporum Lockdown. It's copacetic, yes. If you like what you saw and heard, please follow the channel. Please check out that next game. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Rudinel. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So there you go. You can get your vote in right now. That vote is going to be there available to you until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we will close down the vote. And so now is the time to get your vote in, anytime now over the next week. So, yes, if you like what you saw and heard, I hope you'll follow the channel. Thanks again, Aruno. I hope you will support the channel by checking out the YouTube and subscribe to me over there. The Discord, again, thanks to Elv and to Terry Toons for their amazing work on fixing up and readjusting and all the Discord. It looks great. So that is, again, !ArvCord. !ArvTweets is my Twitter. So you can go over and follow me over there because I always tweet when I'm going live and about a variety of other things as well. And then, of course, we've got the website for all that. Excuse me, my website, arvaneleron.com. On the financial side, !Arv Shop is my merchandise area where you can get all kinds of stuff for Infinity and Beyond, for Adventures of Middle-earth, and soon to be Esper Genesis as well. That helps support the channel, and you get some cool swag for yourself. Also, you can support us by checking out the Patreon, !Arvtreon, right there. 21 patrons, 187 per month. We're trying to boost that up. The higher that goes, the more that I'm able to put stuff back into the channel. And for those of you that missed it, don't miss Friday's stream when there will be a specific stream improvement that you will notice. You will see this stream improvement on Friday if all goes well. But in any case, so thanks for the support on the Patreon. And of course, the sub button, also you get cool stuff for yourself on the Patreon too. Plus the sub button, which a few of you used already today, which gives you those custom sub badges and emotes and all that kind of good stuff. All that really helps as well. So please consider supporting me over there because it does make a difference and allows me to put money back into the channel and into my writing and so forth. Vote $vote3. Last but certainly not least, on the publishing side, exclamation point Icarus is my Icarus graphic novel from Athos Arts. More details about that to come, about future books in that series, but very excited to try to move that around as much as I can, Icarus right now, to get the word out there. Exclamation point Library is Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, which is the 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Print is on the way, I swear, but in the meantime, you can still see and get the digital version, which is a silver seller on Drive-Thru RPG. Exclamation point, that's the deal for that. Exclamation point, Greyshade KS is my Greyshade Kickstarter. More details about that coming very, very soon. That's going to be launched sometime next month, if all goes well. Again, I'm very excited for that. It's exclamation point for those, Triffid. The $ vote is still kind of left over, like, yes, vote. That's only for ARFBot, but so Greyshade KS. And then last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Never been more important than to affirm and assert the significance of Black lives. You can go there for many resources, educational, financial, and otherwise. And last but certainly not least, exclamation point Help Now, which is the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Please note that as well. Greyshade Chaos, yeah. Otherwise, schedule-wise, I'm going over to GOG now. Then we'll be off. Nothing going on this evening. Tomorrow, we've got Community D&D with the Shadow Crew. So we've got Triffid, Rock God, Echo Alpha X5, and Hoodie with Shadowed Mage, of course, is your DM, playing Dragon of Icespire Peak. We'll be off on Thursday, and then Friday we'll be right back here, Friday evening, for more of Sorcery 3, The Seven Serpents, and then Saturday we will have the premiere of D&D with Infinity and Beyond, Palace of the Red Pasha. Very, very exciting. Thank you, Big Boss, and thank you, everyone, for being amazing. My wonderful mods, Arudinel, Jedi Burner, Triffity Mats. Thank you to my wonderful subscribers, Arudinel, Jedi Burner, Triffity Mats, Nonstop, Crit Twitch, Arenth, Mrs. Dunsel, Trendane, Uncle Elias, and X Rogan. Thank you to my viewers, another TT viewer, totally not a bot, Axeman, Bible Thump, Big Boss, Casino Thanks, Commander Root, Troop Dog, EA, what's up, EA? Extra More, Fifth Redemption, good to see you again, Fifth, Flowpair, Gigafrost, Gorgar, Go With Him, Marinda, Nuclear Pigeons, Peter Isidol, Silly Gnome, Tauntoms, You Christensen, V&K, Violets TV, Virgo Praz, and Zach Clay. Much love to all of you, best viewers on Twitch, as I've said many times. Thank you all, and I will see you folks over on GOG in a little less than 10 minutes. I'll see you over there for some Vaporum Lockdown and Pen and Pixels. Otherwise, everyone be good to each other. Bye for now. Ha!